artists in it, fuck the critics, ain't nobody artist gritty. Black and brown come together, we ain't backing down. I've been in the holy city, got the bloodline of a king, gotta come together, we all in the same game. One God, one universe, all unity, and ain't shit changed. Gotta mount up, but they dumb us down with that fake shit that they teach us now. We been living in the belly of the devil, battling so we can make it out. Fuck the politics and the president, fuck the White House till they let us in. We gon' go to war, we ain't hesitant. If they want to smoke, then I'm a hella shit. We the last living of a dying breed. Ain't nobody with the pen as hard as me. Every time I rap it hit an artery. Ain't nobody fucking with my artistry. We the holy guys, we invented time. We gon' send a missile like it's Lebanon. I been eating rappers like it's dinner time. Suckers hibernating like it's winter time.
Smoke on the West Coast. West Coast. You look for women on the West Coast. West Coast. We like to ride on the West Coast. West Coast. Like a round ride on the West Coast. We got the best smoke on the West Coast. West Coast. You look for women on the West Coast. West Coast. We like to ride on the West Coast. West Coast. Like a round ride on the West Coast. We got the best smoke on the West Coast. West Coast. You look for women on the West Coast. West Coast. We like to ride on the West Coast.
All aboard! It is time to hop aboard my spaceship, cause you are now tuned to what is the Matrix TV. Let me get that. I am your amazing extraterrestrial host from the cosmos, Dr. Jason Elm Street Williams. In today's episode, I have an ancient god from Egypt, back in the flesh, all the way from Georgia, Amun RA. Peace and love, brother. How are you doing?
Oh, peace, God, peace. All is well, man. Glad to be here, yo. Long time coming.
Yes, brother. Introduce yourself as we get the show started, and as we get it, do we live in a Matrix hologram? That's your first question on what is the Matrix as you introduce yourself to the audience.
Peace to the hip-hop world. I'm known as Amun RA, a.k.a. Ba-Amun. Amun RA translates as the hidden light or hidden life force, and Ba-Amun is soul of the divine hidden one. My government is Cedric Huff. I'm from Athens, Georgia, which is about 60 miles northeast of Atlanta, home of the Georgia Bulldogs for you sports fans out there. I've been creating hip-hop music since the age of 14. I'm 54 years young. That's 5 and 4. That's that 9. You follow what I'm saying? My mission on the planet is just to awaken people using my music and the information I've obtained through the music. Just like you, brother. I'm on a mission to help awaken our people, those that are on a path of consciousness and enlightenment. That's what I'm here for. And yeah, I do. Thank you. Yeah, I do believe we live in some sort of a matrix or simulation. It's quite obvious because when you go to sleep, you leave your body and you have a whole different experience, whole different dimension. You follow what I'm saying? So this is, to me, this is just a learning experience. Some people came to just experience this. Some came to teach others to awaken to the fact that we're living in the simulation, and some are just here and they're just NPCs, man. They're just here to be in the way. You follow what I'm saying? But sure, that's a little bit about me.
Yeah, but now when you say NPCs, non-player characters, for those who might not understand the Matrix lingo, what is an NPC to you in the so-called Matrix or reality we live in?
Very similar to a video game. The NPCs are the non-playing characters, right? You're playing, you're controlling yourself, but you're dealing with different entities that just a part of the program. So in this reality, you have people that just go to work every day, eat, drink, work just to buy clothes, look fly, and they don't question anything. They're just here existing. You know what I'm saying? To me, those are the NPCs. They follow the rules, they vote. Whatever the government tells them what to do, they do it with no question asked, point blank. That's what it is to me. Those that are unaware and don't care to be aware. You follow?
So why do you feel that as we start the show? Why do you feel that's a key word? People do not care anymore. Why do you feel that way as I start going through these slides to see what we're going to get on? Why is it that people seem not to care about the metaphysics, the deeper aspects to reality? Or why are they afraid of ancient Egypt?
Programming, my man, programming. The power elite has programmed the masses to basically to be asleep. We're under the spell known as Kingu, the spell of sleep, through the media, radio, music, even the GMO foods we're eating. They're programmed to not think, to just follow status quo. You feel me? And another thing, like I like to use this simile. Everybody has an alarm clock to wake up, right? So you may wake up, your alarm clock may be set to 6 a.m., right? Mine may be set to 9 a.m. You may have somebody who's set for 10, but you're trying to wake them up at 7. They're gonna be mad as hell. You waking them up, they get up at 10, you wake them up at 7. So right there, they're not gonna hear nothing you got to say. You feel what I'm saying? So I feel that some people they wake up when they're supposed to. When I first got into this path, or when I was enlightened, I tried to push the information to everybody. But through time and travels, I found out it's not for everybody. Everybody doesn't want to hear this shit right now because it's not their time right now. You follow what I'm saying? So now just kick it to those that resonate towards the information, who ask questions. You see?
Now to the left, I see infamous, famous brother, better known as Dr. Malachi Z. York, and I got it off your Facebook page, and it says TBT, me and my dad. And Amun RA. Was that were you referring to your real father?
That's my father, the light-skinned brother right there. That's me with the braids. Yeah, we was at a ball. Yeah, we was at a ball. The Nubians had a ball in Athens, and we were there. My parents came out just to represent for me. I was performing that night. Me and my ex-wife.
Really?
Yeah, Pure Energy. Yeah, Dr. York got my first album.
What?
They released my first album in the year 2000 with me and my ex-wife. We were known as Pure Energy. And the album was called Om. That's how I got the fan base that I got now. Yo.
Really?
It's online. You can get it at Bandcamp, Amun-Ra, Pure Energy. Or just Google Pure Energy, Amun RA. It'll come up.
Matter of fact, I need to put that in the I'm gonna change the banner as we speak. If I can go ahead as I edit this. Tell us more about what you just said with Dr. Malachi Z. York in your first album, because we gotta get into this. A lot of our audience is on the West Coast. Shout out to my folks in Ghana and all over. But to have an artist that I've been following and a person that, because we connected, I don't even know we connected on MySpace. I don't know if it was Facebook but it's been a long time.
It's about at least 15 years, right? At least.
Okay.
10 to 15 years, I think.
Wow.
Yeah, when I came in contact with your music. And then I noticed you was hanging out with my people's Red and Blue Pill.
Yes. Shout outs to them.
Shout out to them and my man, the Ghetto Shaman.
What's up with the Ghetto Shaman? What's up with brother Kevin?
He's doing this thing now, man. He's on a new alias known as Brown Bag Legend. So check him out. Peace, Brown Bag. My man 50 Grand. He introduced me to Red and Blue, and and created the music we did. Yes, sir, in Atlanta.
So how did that go about? I know earlier we were talking about Clark Atlanta. It's like when I heard that, I'm thinking of Boys in the Hood, Spelman, Clark Atlanta. That's one of the premier universities that we hear about. A lot of people might not know what Clark Atlanta is. We know. Some of us know Spelman is an all-female historical Black college. Can you explain what Clark Atlanta is for the viewers?
Clark Atlanta is nestled right between Spelman and Morehouse. It's known as the AUC Center, all three schools, and Morris Brown, 4 historically Black colleges right there. Clark Atlanta was like the melting pot of all of that. You know what I'm saying? I attended from 1990 to 1993. I was a film major. Met a lot of good people at that there, man. Also, that's where I came in contact with Dr. York's information. I was attending Clark Atlanta University in 1993. I was working in a theater off Buford Highway, and some brothers came in and with the white fly afros. My dad was a barber, so I know how to cut hair, right? So I noticed the afros. And the first brother, I said, "Yo, man, cut your hair, man. That's a dope afro." And he's like, "Nah, brother, it's a natural. It's like a natural 9." He drew a 9 in his hand. He's like 9 ether. Our hair grows outward towards the 9, like plants and trees. From that point, I was like, "Oh, that's very interesting." And the brother was birthed from KMD, birth. KMD group
Mm-hmm.
with MF Doom. He came from that group.
Oh,
They
wow.
were Ansars. They was Ansars. Right. So we had
Really?
moved out to Atlanta. I met him and we connected. He came over to the crib. We wrote a couple songs together. I had a book. I had a magazine with him in it. I think it might have been a Source. He had a book called The Pale Man. He said, "Let me get that magazine." I said, "You let me get the book. I'll let you get the magazine." And that's how I became in contact with Doc's information. At that point, they had moved down to Georgia and Eatonton. That's where he purchased 400 acres of land and built the pyramids. And I started going down there. Before the pyramids, though, they had what was known as a family day, where all the followers was come down, like hundreds and hundreds of people. And I went down there, man, and he spoke. And when he spoke, man, it was like he answered all the questions I had about esoteric information and knowledge itself. You follow what I'm saying? So from that point, I studied under him from like 93 to 2004 till they locked him up. You know, I'm like,
Wow.
you heard the term sit at the feet of a master. I was sitting at the feet of a master for like 11 years. So I took that information and implemented it in my music. Once I became in tune with information, I knew what my purpose in life was to help enlighten our people with my music and this information. So that's the travel I've been on. That's my mission.
Let me give another one. So were you raised in Georgia in
Yeah, I'm born and raised in Athens, Georgia, man. Born and raised. I moved to Atlanta to attend college in 1990. I was there from 1996, and I moved to Detroit. Me and my crew, the OCP at the time, I got a little record deal in Detroit. So we was in Detroit for a couple of years touring with that. Then I moved back to Atlanta. And I'm a traveler too, man. I'm a multi-dimensional being. You follow? You wouldn't even know I was from Athens unless I told you.
right?
You know just like you. You know what I'm saying?
With Athens and Atlanta. What would you say? Because Athens, Greece. So all right. So there's an Elm Street in Athens, Georgia, because when I got to speak out there last time I went there, I spoke on Elm Street, bro.
Hold on, you came to Athens?
When I was it Chakra Bars or the Phantom Chakras, Red Pill? They had a psilocybin type of event, and I went out there and spoke and sold my books and crystals. And then I believe it was in Athens, and there definitely was an Elm Street, and it was Athens because I remember them talking about Elm Street was where the elm tree grew, and the magic mushroom grew on the elm tree, and we used it to fight the colonizers when they came in. So the elm tree for magical purposes. I knew this, but it wasn't until I went to Atlanta and a brother really put me up on game about the science of elm trees and why the name is Elm Street. He said that's not a coincidence, brother.
That's crazy,
your first trip as an adult to Georgia and you get invited on Elm Street.
That's wild.
In Athens. And so
I'm from Athens. To the synchronicity, and I'm from Athens, and it's wild, man.
It was. So what was that like? Because when I say Athens, people think Athens, Greece, and a lot of the times, for those of us into the knowledge, let me grab a look as usual. A brother, America's world. So when we go to Athens, Georgia, or our downtowns throughout America, a lot of the buildings look Roman or Greek. That's because we, as Moors, dark-skinned, woolly-haired people, are the original Greeks and Romans.
Right.
So,
facts of life.
What's the infrastructure in Athens compared to Atlanta?
It's a big difference, man. First of all, it's named Athens because of the University of Georgia. I think it was the first university in the nation, I think. So it was named after Athens, Greece. Wow. Outside of Atlanta, all the other counties are really just like rural and farmland, what they call country. Athens is a little different because of the university. You got different energies coming from all over the world to the school. So the melanated beings here, we're a little more advanced than other Georgians because we're around that energy. You follow what I'm saying?
Is Georgia Tech by there?
Say it again.
Is Georgia Tech in Athens?
Georgia Tech is in Atlanta.
Okay.
And we're about an hour away, northeast.
So you're the Bulldogs.
Yeah, but the Native Americans here were the Cherokee and the Creek. You know what I'm saying? That's who we are here.
So that makes sense. The Creeks are the Greeks. So the Creek Indians are the Greeks, y'all. So that would make sense that it would be called Athens, Greece, after the Athens Creeks, who were masons. They were building stone structures. So with your father, a lot of us, at least I can speak on the West Coast, a lot of our fathers and family members aren't into the knowledge. I think the Black Panthers was the closest thing that we saw. And then, of course, the Bloods and Crips that turned into gangs that some would say started off revolutionary. What was it like to have a father and mother who supported you? And were they into the knowledge?
No, actually, they really didn't support me on that tip, but they were already conscious themselves, especially my dad. My dad, he was my first master teacher. You know what I'm saying? He always taught me to beware of the colonizer and taught me my morals and just the way to be a man. You follow what I'm saying? When I got into the esoteric knowledge, they really couldn't feel any of that. You know what I'm saying? Just because of their age and where we were located. But from the past 30 years, they've gravitated towards it because now it's becoming mainstream. Everything I was talking about 30 years ago, when you was talking about, people are talking about it like daily now. You feel me? And Doc said it would be a time when that was going to happen. So
and I see you to the right for the audience. The picture's not big, but you're pointing with your hands. Are you in Egypt, brother?
I was in Kemet. Yeah, man. Me and my wife went to Kemet, man. Yep, about 4 years ago. Changed my life. Yes, sir.
And what made you go to Kemet?
I've always had that urge, man. Since I was young, I always had that feeling to go see the pyramids. Just always wanted to see the pyramids. When I met my wife, she was down with it too. So we didn't go with a group, nothing. We just booked the tickets and we bounced. It's us. We was in some spots we shouldn't have even been in. I met some good brothers, man, and they took care of me out there. I was able to go inside the Great Pyramid and meditate within the sarcophagus too. Both of us. They let us do that. They cut it off. They when they see royalty, they know they cut it off and let us, and kept people back and let us do our thing. Me and my wife, man, and that was a great experience. I went back to triple stage darkness inside that sarcophagus, yo.
For real.
Once I left, I was like, it's nothing I can't do. I'm not afraid to do nothing. Once you make that journey, going up in that pyramid ain't no joke, boy. You feel me? I have fasted for like I did a 3-day water fast, and I had been started on an alkaline diet for that whole a month before that, just to prepare. And I was walking 2 miles a day. I don't think if I would have did that, I would have made it, man. So when you get up in there, man, you like flabbergasted, and it's crazy. You've been in there, but you've been in there, and it's an experience. If anyone that's into Kemet, man, you should go and make that pilgrimage. You know what I'm saying?
Got you, son.
Yo, what's up? It's Jason, the God MC, better known as Elm Street. We out here in Africa, Plano, Egypt, about to open the stargates. You already know everything is atoms, photons, neurons, electrons. So we're gonna turn around right here, and we're gonna show you the Great Pyramid. That's the Great Pyramid. I'm the Great Pyramid. You're the Great Pyramid. We're living it up. Shout out to Toronto, US, Africa, Brazil.
Jane Street finest, man. Jane Street County Collection. Toronto. Out here, banging the system. Hey, see that?
Tough. You know?
You gotta do one of those.
Amazing.
So, brother, you were saying earlier, not everyone gets to go to Kemet. What can you expand on that? It hit me. What did you mean by that?
It's not in some people that even want to even go to Egypt. You know what I'm saying? If you have an urge to go to Kemet, to me that means something. That means you was there before. Your soul is calling you to go there, back to your homeland. You feel me? That's how I feel about it. That's how I felt when I got there. It's like, oh wow, I've been here before. You know what I'm saying? The energy is familiar. You feel me?
And what did you feel when you were talking about the sarcophagus? You were speaking earlier about Dr. York, and he had teachings about the sarcophagus. Can you let us know on your knowledge?
Yeah, what he stated was when the
mummies,
when the pharaohs would lay in the sarcophagus, you know, there's I lost my words. shoots, like where lights can come through. It's pointing to different stars, different galaxies. What are those called? You know, on the side of the pyramids. They go into the king's
Yeah,
chamber.
those air shoes, the air shafts and stuff they call them, right?
Shafts. There's shafts that point to different star constellations, and the gods would lay in them, and their souls will be transferred from that sarcophagus to the star system it's pointing at. You know what I'm saying? I think it was at Sirius, Orion, and it's another one that it points to.
Draco too.
Exact Draco, that's the one. Yep. Which lets you know that we got a connection with them as well. You know, they
So
say
what
the
do you-
Anunnaki are half reptilian anyway.
So how do you feel about that when, as we start getting into Kemet, what drew you to Kemet at such an early age in your 20s when you said maybe your breakthrough? You probably were into Egypt all your life, but when did you notice that you were different than your friends who mentioned Egypt and the pharaohs? When did it start hitting you that this was your journey and calling?
My first initial reaction to it was I was in the 4th grade, and there was this white teacher. I can't remember her name right now, but she used to have like a gray streak through her hair. She was like, I think she was a witch or something, but she had all this Egyptian shit in her class, man. I used to go ahead and be fascinated with it. Like, what is that? What is that? You know, that was the first time I noticed it, right? But then when I came in contact with York's information in '93, he started building and breaking it all down, hit me with everything. Then I just started researching different information, Muada Ashby. I just started searching everything I could, man, and it made sense to me. They were copper tone beings. They look like me and you, the long faces. You see how we look? Everybody don't look like that. What? Hey, yo, what I say? Yo, the one I read is it has the black moon on it. It's Egyptian yoga.
I had that book.
So many
threw it
jewels
away.
in that joint. So much. Oh, that book alone.
I like
You know
your
what I'm
background. I love the background.
Likewise, man. Oh, congratulations too, doctor. And
Thank
you're doing a great thing. Your podcast is great, man. I follow you and just keep up the great work, man. You know what I'm saying? The doctor's in the house.
Thank you, David. And let them know, it might be an ego thing. I guess I might have known, but you were saying I did help with influence on going to Kemet. Can you explain maybe how?
When I saw your video, this is before we decided when we was gonna go. We knew we was gonna go, but I didn't know when. But when I saw your video, I said, "Oh, we got to make this happen." My man did it. He out there. He doing his music too. I shot a video on the strength of that. I got a video called "Back to Pyramids." It's on YouTube.
Really?
Back to Pyramids. Amun RA, Back to Pyramids. It may be the first video if someone really did it like that, but you did yours first, though. You know what I'm saying? You inspired me, bro.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. So we could even get into the books. The Temple of the Soul, Initiation Temple of Osiris at Abydos, Decoded Temple Mysteries, Embedded in Hieroglyphs, Iconography, and Architecture. Dr. Mutwa Ashby. Oh my goodness. One of and before I purchased this one, because I had like 3 or 4 books years ago, like 2004, 2005. And he was saying how this is only for advanced practitioners.
Yes, exactly.
And I was like, okay, I'm ready. So when it arrived, I started reading it. I was like,
I was in my 20s, man.
I was like, man, this might be too advanced, because I was still getting my doctorate.
Okay.
And so I put it down for a day, and all of a sudden I opened it up, and boom, it was so advanced that basically if I hadn't been to Kemet and been studying for 20 plus years, there's just no way. So when I do hear people speak on Kemet, Egypt, and all these things, I'm like, yo, it's so much more to just saying that.
Right.
So for example, let me open this book while we're at
kick something. Yes, sir.
I was amazed. So when I was in the pyramids and temples, I was seeing the hieroglyphs like we see that they're 2-dimensional. I saw how the acid wash, meaning that there was colors, y'all. So imagine when you go into the temples when it was still colored, the rubies and diamonds, the sound machines were still going on. We're talking about a living temple. We're talking about limestone, granite, certain types of rocks, elements that are embedded in stone in the code. So now when we look at these temples, not only did I know from an aerial view when I went that it was laced out like the human body, but it's really also a computer.
A computer board. Yep. Yes, sir.
So the temple, the temple, when you go through it, let's see if I can get it right here. Let me see. My bad, y'all. If you look right here, you see a holographic convergence. So those hieroglyphs that you see when the light is bouncing off of them, when the temple is activated, you now have 3D images in front of you in full color and sound. So if you know the principalities of the deities in front of you, they now can be installed in your mind. A living video game. Like when you put on your virtual reality glasses and you're in a different world, imagine you going into the ancient temples like behind Brother Amun Ra, and it's activated, meaning there was a laser light show, meaning that our ancestors were able to master sound and create a hologram that moved according to your perception and knowledge at the time. So imagine, so when you go to church, you have someone speaking to versus an actual temple speaking to you. And as you go throughout it as a maze, it enhances your intellect. So go ahead, brother. I'll pass the mic.
No, I'm learning, bro. I'm learning from the doctor, baby. I'm learning. I haven't read that particular book right there. That one. I haven't read that one.
So me going in thick, and so me traveling inside the temple of Abydos, and that was 09. It's taken me almost 15 years to get to the understanding. So now when we understand our ancestors were dealing with holograms, possibly what if they already created a video game? And that's what we're in.
If this is the video game, exactly.
And that this would be the process of cleansing. And so when we say NPCs, those would be the programs. Whether that's your mom, your friend, your family, all part of your interactive simulation, high-level virtual reality game. This would be your avatar suit. It seems as though the original players and the real players have melanin. And the other non-melanated people are programs. And the only way that they even have a true thought on our level is if they get around you and manipulate you to make you think that you guys are equal. But if we were to separate ourselves from the non-humans, we can go through historically and ask them, what was your civilization without us? And we see that they were warring, they didn't have civilization, and we'll see that it was what we call Moors, African people that created civilization. So that would make sense that the programs are trying to convince us that this is it, that this world is it, because this is it for them. This is the world, and us.
This is it for them.
And us as ancient Cometians or Egyptians, we are always preparing for the afterlife. So that would mean this is the duat. So they experience death. We don't. But if they can trick us and make us believe that we die, possibly it traps you in the video game or matrix, and you're trapped here.
Which gives them more time.
There you go.
Do their thing. It's because when we're going, it's over with. The game's over with.
There you go.
Yeah.
So as we go deeper into the show, we were talking about phone booths. I was comparing Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, how the Grim Reaper or the time traveler would come and they would go through the phone booth. And so what if the phone booth, if you guys remember phone booths in the 70s and 80s and 90s, you would go into a booth, pick up a dial, and it would press a tone, a certain tone. So it's like a Stargate. So you're dialing into a Stargate, and it beams an invisible frequency to another phone booth, and you can communicate.
Right.
So look at this to the right. Doesn't that look like a phone booth?
Yep.
So that would mean that our ancestors most likely were doing the same thing. So I look at this maybe as a lower Stargate, to where instead of always being physically transported, what if you could step in? Let me change my position. So you see me in a seat. So if I'm in a seat in a granite chiseled out box with perfect geometric patterns, and that stone is dialed in, the actual granite is dialed in, and then let me go back to this picture. If there's some type of machine, because you see hieroglyphs, what if those hieroglyphs are like the phone number?
Right.
And there was a machine,
like on the Stargate, and
like the Stargate.
They're the different symbols. Yes, sir.
There you go. And you press those phone numbers, those Stargate panels, and now you can connect in that phone booth to a different spaceship, different planet, or family or rulers all across the planet, or communicate with beings who might not be on the physical light spectrum.
Ooh.
And
that feels right.
Because think about it, if you're on a phone booth like that and you're dealing with advanced scientists, and we see how the European uses the phone, what if you could just stand inside of those booths and automatically start getting that ancient information, bringing it down, and when you're on a land that's free and you're able to cultivate that knowledge and innovation, that's when we have Wakanda. That's what an advanced Black civilization, Moorish African civilization.
All right, so imitate life, baby.
So what do you see when you see these shrines right here as we go through? You were talking about Doctor Who earlier.
I never thought of it until you brought it up, and the first thing I thought was Doctor Who. That's how he time traveled in this TARDIS, which was it wasn't actually phone booth, but it was a police booth. Yeah, it was a police phone booth from back in the UK, like I think in the 50s or something. That's what it was, and that's how he traveled. It was small on the outside, but it was huge on the inside, and he would travel everywhere. He was a time lord.
Explain Doctor Who more, because I was a UK. I got this from the internet, but I never superly got into the show. Is this that when I look up time travel, like the Osiris Pillar and stuff, I see his laboratory matches ancient Egyptian temples?
Listen, you need to go check them out. They got the new. Okay, it originally came out. It was black and white. I wasn't into it then, but now it's like 12 seasons. And the last Doctor Who they make, each time he passes, he changes his body into another body. He never dies.
Really?
He's been a woman, and now he's first time they made him a black male, they made him gay. Now he got nothing against gay people. I don't have, whatever, each his own. But he's a melanin being, he the best Doctor Who they ever had, but he's gay, man. But you gotta check it out. There's so much knowledge and science on that show. I'm telling you. Check it out. I think you can catch it on the Disney Channel.
Really? What was it? So outside of the gayness, which this is, like we were talking about our previous episodes, that's what they want. So they made the Doctor Who a homosexual.
Yeah, man.
And that's subconscious blocking the intelligent black men and young black boys. Because like I was explaining, if you make it to where when you see so-called homosexuals being gay, because being gay is being happy.
Right.
Gay means happy.
Right.
So what they did is they made homosexuality in cahoots with being gay. So when you see a group of homosexuals, when you see them all happy and stuff, and you look, you're like, damn, I like being happy like that.
Right.
Why can't I be that? But if a black man in modern day society starts being that way in a happy form, he is now looked at as metrosexual or homosexual. And that's done by design. And then they implement or implant the gangster thug machismo type energy to
Mhm.
offset that. And so the only way it seems for a modern day black boy or man to be happy is to portray
A
the
tough
gang.
gangster role. Yeah.
And when you're an ancient Egyptian, they started calling us, oh, the Hotep niggas.
Right,
They
right.
that was becoming a joke on TV, our own people.
Exactly.
So it's like giving you an option. But go ahead.
Nah, you're right. I'll be a Hotep nigga because that's what I am. You follow what I'm saying? They just don't know the science. That's all. They still sleep. The alarm clock hadn't went off yet. You follow?
So I hear you. So with the Doctor Who, you were saying that he would travel in his TARDIS. Can you, when you say that name, explain that word for us even more? Because I wouldn't use.
It's an acronym, man. I have to look at it real quick. Hold on. It's an acronym though. I know it's time traveling in that word, but he would go through different dimensions of time. He was a time lord. His planet was destroyed. He was the only one left. And so he was going through the universe, helping people. He's like a superhero. He's there to right the wrongs. You feel me? Hold on, let me see. I got you real quick. It's time and relative dimension in space. That's what it's called, the TARDIS. A fictional time traveling spacecraft from Doctor Who. That's what it is, man. Check it out, though. Check this show out.
So as we go to the Stargate wall. So you were talking about as we were dialing into the Stargate. So what is your knowledge on Stargate's different devices? Wait, here we got a guest coming on in. Peace and love, Empress EL ANU. How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing well. Greetings, everyone. My apologies for the late appearance.
No worries.
Please.
Are you going to show your face tonight?
I am. Give me 2 seconds, sir.
Okay. So yeah, so when we have these pictures right here, brother, the stone Stargates, mysteries, British Army says that they found a Stargate in the Sudan, Stargates in Iran and Iraq, and then they have a movie called Stargate. What is your knowledge on Stargates and your teacher as we get into Dr. York and Dr. Strange and time travel?
What Dr. York taught us is that the Anunnaki, they travel through the time, the Stargates, things of that nature. And he said that there was some buried in Iran, and there was going to be a war over there, which is happening now, because they're jockeying position to be in control of them. Because when the Anunnaki come back through, they want to be the first ones to kind of communicate with them. But he said it's not going to work. They're not even going for it like that. You know what I'm saying? So that's basically what the war is about. They're trying to get control of those Stargates over there. And like you, I've watched all the movies you got up here, and when I learned watching them, we travel from different planets or whatever we need to go through those Stargates. Now, ancestors built them,
Can you go in depth a little more with your music? You had the mixtape I saw with the Stargate. What was your influence?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut your wisdom. I was featured on that. That's from my Soul Messiah. He's a co-producer from Atlanta. And he produced, him and his wife, they create music together. Cedric, you probably heard of Cedric, but Soul Messiah is the producer. He's like a god, a beat god, you know what I'm saying? But he featured me on that back in 2013. So yeah, that was a nice little experience.
And then to the left, we see some legends in the building. Who are you pictured here with?
Yeah, that's my man with the black shirt. That's the Ghetto Shaman. And we got Red Pill and Blue Pill. The Super Heroes, Royal Immortal crew. You know what I mean?
Man, I remember when you guys hit me up about that video and the song. Man,
yeah.
When did you guys? That was 2010 because I just left New York.
Right.
How did you meet them? And then I'll tell my story. How did you guys even go about creating the song and building?
Okay, I was in Atlanta with my wife at the time, and I was in a spot called Little 5 Points. In the Little 5 Points, there's a little shopping mall, and I went to a booth, and the Ghetto Shaman was there with his brother, KT, the arch degree. That's Red and Blue's brother. And I always had CDs on. I'm always trying to shop my music, so I had my album Let There Be Light. So I gave them the tape or the CD or whatever. About 15 minutes later, the shaman came up to me and he's like, "Yo, you do music?" I said, "Yeah." You know, he said, "I'm making beats. I want to connect with you." So we took down each other's information. He was making unks at the time, so he said, "I'm gonna make you this unk if you can give me a verse." So he hit me with the track, he moved the unk, and the song was called Royal Immortals. We did a video. We shot him at the mounds, the Etowah Mounds outside of Atlanta. Check it out, Royal Immortals. And
they had mounds in Atlanta.
Yeah, in I think it's Clarksville. Yeah, Etowah Mounds. Is
that what you're
right
behind?
there? The picture up top right there. Yeah, we got to check that video out. It's dope. So, but he introduced me to Red and Blue. They came down and they had just started doing music, but they started creating with him. They had a single they had put out in New York, and him and I had put this single out. So we collaborated with the what's the name of the song, man? We shot the video on Stone Mountain too. First time ever. I can't even remember the song right now. Legends of the Guardians. Real dope down the line track. Me, KT, Red, Blue, and the brother Golden Scales. Dope brothers.
And then how did you connect with Red and Blue?
Through the Ghetto Shaman, he introduced me to him. He was already cool with him.
And how many times? Go ahead.
No, they came down. They was coming back and forth to Atlanta, so we met up to record. We recorded a few songs together. We really got a whole album together. He just never released it. Never got mixed. You know what I mean? It may come out in the future. What's up, Ghetto Shaman? What's up with that album?
Man,
we'll see.
So what were you guys building upon during that time? Some might call that 2010 the golden era of the conscious movement. What would you say is the difference between the so-called conscious movement 2010 2012 era compared to now? When did you see a shift possibly?
It's tough, man. Probably like 2020 shit. It's kind of changed. The internet got crazy. Everybody just started becoming internet scholars. Back then, man, prior to that, like I said, I was studying from like 93 on up. We had to read everything, or you had to experience it. But now you can just click on the internet and find it. And most people just believe what they see. They don't even do the knowledge on it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's the biggest difference to me. It's really no fact checking you can do now. You know what I mean? Like we had to.
And so Empress EL ANU, our brother, he went to Clark Atlanta Historical Black University, and he was a student of Dr. York. Any questions for him about Dr. Malachi Z. York as we get into the first hour, 45 minutes?
Yes, thank you. Well, welcome. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
You said that we had to experience it. Can you give me an example of what you mean when you say that you had to experience it versus these internet scholars?
Like I used to physically have to go to the lectures and hear these master teachers teaching. You know what I'm saying? I used to go check out Bobby Hemmett live, Dr. Jewel Pookrum live. Now you can't really get it like that, and it's internet teachers to me, man. I don't know what else to say about it. We had to really study the information, read it. You know, I used to be up nights just reading information, or meditating, really doing the work. A lot of meditating, a lot of grounding, a lot of sun gazing. You know what I'm saying? Now, go ahead, bro.
Go ahead. No, I was going to ask, what was it like on the land of Dr. Malachi Z. York? They called it Tamaray, correct?
Yeah, man. It was, to me, man, coming from Athens, you know, it's 27% black and the rest is Caucasians or whatever. Really didn't have any knowledge, any pro-black information. You couldn't find nothing. Everybody is below the Dixie line. The only people they really would bring up would be Martin Luther King or somebody like that, civil rights leader. I never felt that energy, right? Malcolm X was my dude. In '88, I read the autobiography of Malcolm X, which really gave me knowledge of self, would put me on the path. But on the land, when I used to go to the land, man, it was the closest thing to a black utopian mecca to me. You know what I'm saying? Everybody was on the same frequency. nothing negative. When he built the Black Pyramid, there used to be a tone, the Om chant used to chant continuously, and as soon as you step across those pylons and get on that land, you could feel it. Your whole energy would change, man. It was like, I can't describe it, man. You know what I'm saying? That's why they tore it down.
I'm picturing.
I really can't. It's like
picturing a civilization.
Mm-hmm.
Like, let's say I get up in the, I don't even like to say morning. I rise up from the sun, and instead of gangster rap on the radio, instead of someone gossiping in the household, I'm waking up or rising up to I didn't live on the land. I used to go down, right, and visit. I didn't live there, but every time I got there, it was playing all the time. You would hear drums, people playing drums, natural flute sounds, just beautiful music, man. It was like a utopia, man. I'm telling you. And it's for the charges he was charged with. I was going down there for 11 years, man. I never felt that, heard that. I'm very perceptive. If something like that was going on, I'm sure I would have got wind of it. You follow what I'm saying? But now I don't know what happened when I left, but I didn't live down there, but I never felt any of that. So I mean, if he did any of that, then he's where he's supposed to be. But if he didn't, you know, it's business as usual in America and how they do our leaders. You follow what I'm saying? But I will say this, that his information caused me to be who I am now and enlightened me to who, like I said, who I am. And my purpose is to teach others that information through my music. And I thank him for that. You know what I'm saying? For real. And so on the land, so let's picture a land that a so-called black man, you said 400 acres. Get people up to speed who might not understand the importance of what Dr. Malachi Z. York accomplished in an example that we as leaders in Atlanta to California, whether we get land in Africa, California, it's the idea of what your purpose is when you get the land. You were explaining that you saw it before the pyramids went up.
Right. Yeah, it was nothing there, but nothing was there. It was a lake. I think he had a home way in the back. I never went to his home, but I seen him build it from the ground up. Everything he built, like a Egyptian theme park. Basically, that's what he wanted to be, so everybody could come and learn or just enjoy themselves. You follow what I'm saying? But you know, they cut it out before he could do that.
Interesting.
It was very important, man, because he gave us a place we could come and be safe. You didn't have to worry about drugs, gangsters, molestation, any of that. But it's funny, that's what they arrested him for. But it was nothing like that, man. It was. I can't explain it, man. I just can't.
With the pyramids, like, what was that process like when you saw that? Because of course we seen the real pyramids are the ones in Egypt. I don't even want to discredit saying real, like his were small. But what was that like when you saw it go up? How big was it? Could you go inside? Speaking of the acres, go ahead.
You couldn't compare it to the original pyramids, but the shape of it alone sends down tachyon energy. You know what I'm saying? Whatever shape like that causes that energy to come down. You could go in the black one. We could never go in, but there was a maze around it. We would walk around the maze and send out whatever affirmations we wanted, whatever affirmation you felt that you needed. You can go around this pyramid, you go around and come back out with the Om chant. And by the time you come back out, man, you'll be vibrating so high. You know what I'm saying? I became addicted to it. That's all you really want to do is go around and get that feeling and come back out. And you can make things manifest from whatever you wanted to manifest. You thinking that while you're going around it, it can happen to you, right? And another one was like a mall. You go in, you could purchase books, amulets, unks, attire, and that type of thing. He was building a third room, but he didn't get to build a third room. And it was aligned up with the stars, the Orion belt as well.
Wow.
You follow what I'm saying? But they didn't allow him to finish it up, so he didn't get finished, man. But it was beautiful. The statues hit all the gods, like 10 feet statues of the gods everywhere. It was just a beautiful thing, man. Smaller pyramids. We had a restaurant you could eat. It had like a little club. You could come dance, listen to music. All positive energy, man. And he would invite artists to come in and perform. You know what I mean? I've seen Music Soul Child down there. He studied Erykah Badu, the brother Pasanus from De La Soul. It's a few others, man. Prodigy from Mobb Deep. They all studied under Doc, man. It's a lot of people, but he told us, he said to go underground with it, because once they found out we studied under him, we would be blackballed. That's what happened to me. You follow what I'm saying? When I was in 1990, when 88, I met Jermaine Dupri, and he produced my first demo before Crisscross, right? So that's the reason I went. That's the reason I went to Clark Atlantis. I was trying to get closer to music, get to Jermaine. But after Crisscross, I couldn't really get to him. So I met Rico Wade. We lived in the same area, Stanton and DeLow. I met Rico. His family owned a hair salon and video store. So I used to go and I met him. He used to tell me to come to the. He called the dungeon. I didn't know what it was. Come over. I'm from Athens, right? So I'm in Atlanta. So come. I used to kick my verses for him and shit. So we never really met. I mean, I never really went. But when I got under management under Ian Burke, research Ian Burke. Ian Burke founded Outkast, Goody Mob, TLC, Escape, all of them. I was one of his first acts. You follow? But I had came into Dr. York's information too. This is 93. So I was kicking that shit. They weren't trying to hear none of that. Excuse me for cursing too. I don't know if you how y'all work.
No,
they didn't.
good. I spoke it on camera. They tell me.
Okay. Yeah, I got you. So I got blackballed. My manager, they didn't know what to do with us. So me and my crew, the OCP, we just went solo underground and we put music out ourselves. But skip to the future, right after we left, you had Andre 3000 and Outkast came. The same dynamics. I was the conscious one, and my man from Detroit was the street dude. The same dynamic, but they just weren't going deep. That Equipment Eye album, we was on that before then, right?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So then they came, then the Goody Mob, and it was like
circumventing the energy, just like they do out here on the West Coast with artists.
Exactly, and they knew they couldn't control nobody like me and my man. I'm from Athens. All we know is to get busy. And my man from Detroit, they couldn't control us like that. We was rowdy. We want to do it our way. We didn't want to follow the program, so we got booted. And I've been blackballed since then. You know what I'm saying? So I've been taking the underground and reaching those I'm supposed to reach this way.
With your music, what was the goal compared to you saw artists when you were coming up with the shift? And what made you not change your music, which eventually changes your spirit?
Right.
As you know, you saw friends who literally shifted their music, and you have to adapt that character because you're rapping those lyrics, which are, like you said, enchantments, confirmations, affirmations. So if you're saying negative things over and over versus I'm an Egyptian, I'm a Cometian, I'm an immortal, I'm a royal immortal. Right. And it passes on. Now you have young gods, young black children saying that they're immortal. And you were saying that you name your children after ancient Kemetic Egyptian gods. Can you explain where that came from and how your wife and you came with you? I had a picture of you guys.
That in
Kemet?
Nah, that was in front of my parents' home, man. And that's my man Golden Scales. He was the priest that wed us, and he's a part of my Royal Immortal crew. He's from Michigan. Peace to Golden Scales. Like I said, man, I was attracted to Kemet from a young age. So I always said if I had children, I was gonna give them Kemetic names. You feel me? And so when I found out I was having a daughter, the first name that came to me was Sekhmet. So I named her Sekhmet Amun RA, which is the powerful goddess of truth and justice manifested. You feel me? And then my second daughter is Tefnet Ankh, the water goddess of eternal life manifested. And that's who they are. They back in the flesh, man, and they help me with this music business as well. They get busy. They next up.
So do you manage your daughters now? What is the goal with that as a parent, maneuvering our children who have talent, because we want them to express their talent, but knowing the ills of the industry? Is that, for me, I would say that's why we need great people like you and artists, to where we don't have to deal with their industry.
That's what Doc said. He said, yo, you need to create your own industry. He said, they're never going to let you in. We got to create our own and do it ourselves. So that's what I've been doing with my LLC, Pure Energy Transmissions, man. I'm trying to, create my own entertainment. But with them, I don't want them to be in the industry. Of course, I want them to do their own thing, under my stamp. But I'm going to manage them in whatever they do. They may not even want to do it. They may want to do something else. But right now, they're in tune with it, I'm going to, give them the tools they need to do it. You know what I'm saying? So they're not out performing by themselves yet. I got them performing with me right now. and recording with me right now, but that's coming. You know what I'm saying?
So where are your new projects right now, and how does it link up to the current events? Like I was asking you about Kanye West.
I heard about
You
that.
were just talking about basically getting blackballed, getting
Yeah.
banned, being
Yeah.
censored for kicking knowledge,
Yeah.
basically for not being a devil.
Right. You gotta know who you're dealing with. The whole industry is composed of devils. It's their industry, yo. Of course. How would you look? You let somebody come in to tear your shit down, and you running it. It's like with politics. Like, so you've been running the country for 400 years. You gonna let an outsider come in to run your country? Nah, it's all, they're all connected. You know what I'm saying? It's in the blood. Who would do that? And why would you think they would? Why would the oppressors give us anything to help us? It don't make sense to me, man.
What is your opinion on the Kanye West being banned, as you're talking about censorship of knowledge? And what does that mean for the world and our people? As you were saying earlier, I don't know if it was off air, people don't care.
Right.
So it's like a state of an emergency now, to where if they locked up Dr. York, they killed these leaders, they basically only allow those who sign a contract to the Church of Satan to have a voice. So that they control black economics.
It's man, it's business as usual. Like business as usual, ain't nothing changed, man. My first time hearing about Kanye was talking to you, then I really still don't know what did he get banned for?
There you go. What did he get banned for? He got banned for 2 sold out concerts in LA. And then we might even discuss Empress EL ANU. Did you want to say anything? You're on mute.
Sorry, I was sneezing. You're good. I'm listening.
No, so you haven't said anything about Brother Amun RA, or any questions? Did you want to input anything?
No, I was letting you talk. I was letting you take the floor.
Okay.
Following your lead, Chief.
Yeah,
you the doctor.
Always.
I have my note and my pen right now. I take notes right now. I'm learning.
So as we talk about Dr. Malachi Z. York in our culture, what did Dr. Malachi Z. York teach to you for those viewing? Outside of what we hear with the conspiracies, as we talk about Yi and we get into extraterrestrials, aliens, time travel, stargates, Anunnaki, all these things that are popular now on Instagram and TikTok, but he was labeled insane for. But when you do Dr. York's real research, you'll see that 95% of all of these conspiracies come from this brother.
Facts of life, man. Call it actual facts. I had never heard of Anunnaki until I met Dr. York. You know what I'm saying? He taught me all of that. Wormholes, time traveling, all of that you're speaking of. He taught me that. I see you. Yes, sir. Actual facts. So now, like, it's normal now. Yep. Oh, I got that scroll. Yeah. Look, I gave Erica Badu the scroll, the healing scroll. Yeah, when I met her.
Man, since you brought her up twice, so we gonna have to get out of what is going on. Where is she? Let me find Miss Badu. Where are you?
Boo-boo.
What is going on?
I don't know, man. I hope they ain't. Looks like she's been compromised, yo.
Bro.
Look like that's crazy. I ain't even seen these pics, man.
Right. So
that chick in the middle, she knew a lot of people, and they say she's a witch. And she's the reason they get to stay in power, how they doing what they doing.
Her name is Michelle Amy.
Yeah.
Married to Rick Owens.
That's
Here we
wild,
go.
Man.
Connected to who? Marina Abramovich, and that's who we see Hova with. And we just found out. So
I mentioned that.
And I feel all this is done to once again circumvent Dr. York's energy, his knowledge, using those related to him to knock off the knowledge, because with African Bambaataa dying and getting charged, they always look at, oh, he
kind
was
of the Dr. York too. Exactly. So you know what time
and
it
you
is.
name Mobb Deep, you name
Prodigy. They killed Prodigy. They
you
say he
name
died from an
Prodigy.
egg. He said he died from eating an egg, yo. A scrambled egg.
Right.
Prodigy. Come on,
Right.
man.
Right.
He was like one of the main cats out here spreading the knowledge. So that he was doing it like I wanted to do it. I wanted to be the first one to be dropping that knowledge, like on the Nuwabian information. He did it. He was able to do it. And Killer Priest. Killer
I
Priest
see he has
drops it
he has
too.
a podcast, correct?
Yeah, he played my video on his podcast. I got a cut with Timbo King. He played our video on that a year ago. It's called the Most High's Messengers. Yeah.
So when it comes to we were saying Dr. York, his I'll say inventions, because now it's like knowledge is technology. Maybe knowledge is mispronounced. It may be supposed to technology, knowledge, something. So when you see these two, like you were saying, Erykah Badu, I like what she says here. We'd have more Black millionaires if Black people invested 10% instead of paying tithes.
I agree with that.
I agree with that. But when you see compromising in the so-called Black conscious community, that would mean she would be a gatekeeper.
Yes, something happened, man. It looks like something happened.
Why hasn't conscious Black female artists been able to break through? And why is it Lauryn Hill and Erykah Badu, the only two since we were kids?
I never
and
thought
Lauryn
of that.
Hill hasn't come out with a new album. She replays that same one album over and over and over. How is Lauryn Hill still big as she is with one album? Name one real artist who is considered a legend off of one album.
Right.
Except unless you're dead. Biggie had two.
Right. Facts.
Wow.
And so because what happens is if you have 2, 3, 4 albums, it allows more people to judge you and knock you off of the category as a legend.
Facts.
Same thing as them knocking Dr. York off. If they can knock off Dr. York, you can dismiss the information and people now can vampire off of it.
That's what's happening. Yep.
I haven't heard her mention his name. And then you see Travis Scott. So now you see there might have been a connection with those people dying at his concerts and things like that. I was trying to say it wasn't his fault, but it's not him. It's these people who are behind the scenes casting spells on our people. And saying, okay, we're going to give you this knowledge. So if you're ignorant to your ancient Egyptian knowledge, your Cometian knowledge, and you enter these industries with these folks, they were raised on magic. When you talk about the so-called Jewish community, my neighbor, I went to his bar mitzvah. So you're talking about kids in elementary that are learning Hebrew. Yeah. Meanwhile, you still got Black people who don't even know Hebrew or don't even understand it, but they believe in God, they believe in Jesus, but they don't know Hebrew.
Right.
So talk about a major mind control that is taking place. So when they can circumvent and give you Travis Scott, Erykah Badu, and she's the face now of Black female knowledge, it doesn't go any further. And then it allows what you see today on the internet. A bunch of distractions, 1 million Black people repeating Dr. York's information, and we haven't gotten anywhere.
Right.
So when you mentioned, I know that might have been a tangent, when you mention Erykah, Miss Badu, I have to start calling it for what I see it. She seems like you said, it looks like the majority of our leaders all have been compromised by these people. Just look at her. She gave her a kiss on the lip. You haven't seen these?
Nah, man. I'm out the loop, my man.
Oh, brother, I'm gonna show you something.
Shit. I try not to be distracted, man, but this is deep. I met her in 1998. I gave her a book, The Science of Healing, and I told her we would do music together one day, and right then Andre walked up to her. That's when they first started dating. I kind of bounced back, but now to see where she's at, man, that's crazy.
Yeah, I'm gonna show
That's
you.
crazy. I can't. That's crazy, man.
Let's see if I can get some while we're live. I'm gonna show you some of the stuff because I've been researching her. And I'm drinking coffee, so if you guys see me licking my lips,
Man, you cool. Do your thing.
a little reptile gets dehydrated.
You know,
You know they dammed up our waters and rivers. That's why they give us alcohol to dehydrate us. They allow the Europeans to be by the beach when before they came. Imagine all the trees before the lumberjacks.
Yes.
Imagine all the rivers and streams.
Yes.
You were jumping in the rivers and waters. You are the reptile. So when you hear them also say, "Oh, the Nagas, the dragons, the reptiles," is code word for you.
Right.
They're talking about you.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So yes, there's different beings that eat people and underground cities and all that. You guys eat chicken. You guys eat meat. So it's the same thing when it comes to universal, how other entities look at you. So when you hear about other entities eating people, but humans and your leaders are connected to it, just look at you how you guys farm animals.
Facts.
You cultivate animals and you torture them for money and for consumption. Once again, you're taking on a lot of those spirits as well.
Yep, that blood. Mm-hmm.
So now you know you're dealing with these Europeans who practice blood magic. I was studying her. She said, Michelle Lamy said that when she was 17, 14, she took a trip to Tunisia, Africa, so-called North Africa, and she fell in love with the Berbers. The Berber women. For those who don't know what the word Berber means, that's another word for a Moor, or an African, someone who's tawny. Because before they labeled you Black, African American, you had other names that you would be distinguished or called by. So Berber, just like where you get the word barber from, because we are the first barbers. And once again, we taught them how to shave the hair off of them. And that's a whole nother story.
Right.
So
we cleaned them up.
Right. We cleaned them up. So Michelle Lamy says she fell in love with the Berber culture. And that's what influenced her. She also said that her mothers and relatives would powder their faces, almost as if she was letting us know that they were Gothic. And even though her family would powder their faces, she wanted to be like her olive tone friends. So she eventually moved to Los Angeles and Palm Springs. So it's either she started a cult in Palm Springs, a tattoo shop in Palm Springs, but when she moved to Los Angeles, she's involved with Palm Springs. And as you guys know, Palm Springs is in Riverside County.
That's where you dwell, right?
Right. Connecting to Lester Crawley. And that, once again, like I teach, that Riverside County, Southern California, is an ancient Moorish colony and civilization. Same thing with, they say, Tamaray or Kemet or Egypt. I would say that there were Egyptian colonies out here as well.
Yeah,
but
all over. Yep.
Right. So we could get deep into that. But so long story short, with Michelle Lamy, the so-called Queen of Darkness of Hollywood, or one of them who are now being shown, she said that Snoop Dogg was her favorite artist of all time, and she basically loves Black culture. So I looked at her at a different light, but I also say that's a vampire. So you have people who know our ancient magic, know your Moorish history, and if you don't, that leaves you susceptible to let a vampire in and teach you. So when you get into the industry, you're around all these rich and wealthy Jewish people, white people, you're living a better life than your Black friends, and now they're teaching you about numerology, astrology, and how these sciences can benefit your life. The difference is In order for them to access that information, they have to perform blood sacrifices. They have to perform murder to certain deities because they lack melanin. They lack enough neuromelanin for the sun, which we call Ra, or the sun rays. So you take off Y out of sun ray and you get sun Ra. Just like when they say, in Jesus' name we pray to Amen.
Amen.
Tell them put Amen Ra in the back, and it all leads to Egypt and Kemet, which leads to us in an education system that empowers us and can free us, that we can go to anywhere on the planet and find ourselves. You can find ancient Egypt everywhere on the planet.
Right.
That's because we are those people. So they use these people right here. Look at that, y'all. Does that look like a regular human being to you?
Nah, it's like a ghoul or something, you know?
She's a time traveler, yeah. She's been around for a minute. You said you mentioned Palm Springs, Dr. Jason, and I know some time ago, because my mom's a real estate agent, we found there was a lot of celebrities like Lucille Ball, I looked it up. Frank Sinatra, Elvis Presley, Bob Hope, obviously, because they have names. There's the names of the streets out there. They'll have their names out there. They all own houses. So for old girl to have gone to Palm Springs, it makes sense as to why. Even where I live now in Canyon Lake, there were a lot of celebrities. Like what's the guy's name that played? Oh, what's his name? He was in Scientology.
Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise.
Yeah,
Tom Cruise had a
Scientology headquarters are in Hemet, y'all. I forgot to mention that. Okay, so most people think that the headquarters of Scientology are in Hollywood. The headquarters are in Hemet, which are in Riverside County, and Hemet is Kemet.
Which is like 42 minutes from here.
Wow. Have you studied this Scientology's doctrine?
Yes,
what
I have.
Believe in? That's just
I was getting recruited by Scientology too when I was in the industry. That was one of the doors I was walking through. I admit, and I had the knowledge. So when they were recruiting me and I would go to the Hollywood stuff, it eventually, they would see like, oh, you're more intelligent than the others.
Average. Yeah.
Right. So a lot of the things I already knew, and then I could catch the racist stuff. I could catch the mind control stuff. I could catch how, if you want to be part of the industry, we're actually, so there's different, they created another door to make you think like, okay, you figured it out that it's satanic when you were at so-and-so's party, because when you're in those hills, it's like I told people, before the MySpace and YouTube days, there were things called talent shows.
Yep.
You had to win talent shows. You had to have battles, especially Southern California, and you had to go through tiers. You had to be invited to clubs and battle 20 people for weeks or years and get your name up through the grapevine, through word. You had to travel like a Mason and a Moore. You had to travel block to block, city to city to prove that you're a lion or a reputable animal in the jungle. Instead of laughing, be like, but if you rolling with your head high, well, let's battle. And if you rip their head off, they'll be like, man, there go Elm Street. There go to God. You feel me? They know when you as a superhero arrive, like you were saying, in Atlanta. So Erykah Badu and them have to come out here back in the day. They have to come to where the vampires. So Palm Springs is where they JFK and Marilyn Monroe. That's where they were wiretapping them. So once again, Palm Springs has high UFO activity, and Palm is associated with who? Osiris. And so when we study Riverside County, now Riverside, Corona is a city, which is the crown. We always say Lake Elsinore, Temecula. There is a Mecca, California, and they call it the Painted Canyons, which look like blasted cities that are basically like they call petrified from the last reset. And if you look at the Grand Canyon and Santa Ana rivers, they connect and run through Los Angeles and Southern California. And they even have pictures of it there's a book. I don't agree with this book because it's a Christian, but it's called Rocks Cry Out. Okay. And in the books Rocks Cry Out too, they also speak of he takes the biblical perspective, and I don't agree with the Bible, but basically they show California as an island, and they say it's the Red Sea. So in this saying it's an island, they say it's the Red Sea. So long story short, throughout different books, even the Christians are admitting that America had advanced civilization. Therefore, if there was a sea that was going through California, it was through Riverside County. And we study our ancient Egyptian Moorish ships. So that meant that we were able to take our ships through the Grand Canyon, through Riverside County, through Los Angeles County to the Pacific Ocean and vice versa.
Yeah, what California called Califia?
There you go.
Califia.
And they have, yes, and they have a California Disney. And the original ride at California Disney was called Golden Dreams. And in Golden Dreams, you guys look it up. Look up California Adventure Golden Dreams. They shut it down. It was starring Whoopi Goldberg. And Whoopi Goldberg starred as Queen Califia. And she played Queen Califia, the spirit of California. So right there, Walt Disney and them knew that if you even study Disneyland, the layout of Disneyland is laid out like an ancient Comitian temple. Because Mickey Mouse, Donald Duck, all those characters are Haru, Osiris, Set. They're all ancient Egyptian characters and mythos just turned around. Because they cannot give you your sciences because you'll rise up and become Amun RA again. So they have to use these people, these ghouls and goblins. But I want to play you guys, since we're on a roll with it, I'm going to show you what she's doing to our people since you guys connected Palm Springs and ASAP Rocky, Rihanna, and all these other artists.
Kick it.
Is hip hop misunderstanding her?
Who, Michelle Lemmy? I can't justify the dark shit and weird shit she do. I think she her. I don't think they misunderstanding it. Like, do she worship the devil? I wouldn't know because she don't do none of that shit around me. But
I saw that.
Like pornography and imagery that looks like it's very,
like their new the new ad campaign joint with the kissing.
But they gay. Rick Owens gay.
Yeah, but I don't think it's just a gay thing. It's the imagery. It's not.
It's dark, bro. I can't justify that shit, bro. Look, I can't justify that shit. But yo, bro, we talking about gay Europeans, like we won't understand that. You know what I'm saying? But that's them. I love the fact that I'm comfortable in those rooms. Like, it ain't no spells being casted when I'm around. I can't justify, you know what I'm saying, and I ain't doing no rituals. Like, she just taught me about art. She took me to Freeze Art Fair. She shot my album cover, and she gave me a nice diamond ring.
Got him.
Oh,
we fucking got him.
Got him.
And I let them mentor me, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
is hip hop misunderstanding her?
Damn.
He told you.
You see it right there. I wanted to show y'all her kiss.
None of it, man.
I do. That's I have to show it because that's what I wanted to show. This is it.
Résistant. And on va Can you give it to me? Can you give me this?
The ritual.
Yeah.
Michelle is
initiation
an
to
inspiration
the death
to
code.
a lot of people. She is the poster child for
Initiation. You're right.
for exceptional freedom, for resistance, for non-conformity. Creativity, it takes a lot to be creative.
They got
I've
it.
seen her, I've watched her. It takes a lot to be creative. First they laugh. This guy make me sing. Then they copy. And
you are an inspiration to all of us. An example of what freedom looks like.
And peace, so we should all get up and seek peace. Peace.
What is she, yo?
Let's go.
She's trying to push her.
Nah, this is actually amazing. It's one of the greatest daring creators of all time.
Wow.
It's just an honor to be, and create. So I think the next thing is to probably drop the album whenever it's ready.
Oh. You see how she keeps trying to kiss him?
Yeah.
And then the last one.
Doc had a music course he used to teach us, man, 30 years ago about all the shit that's happening now in the music industry, and he warned us of getting in it. That's why another reason I never.
This is Michelle Lamy, an 81 years old French fashion designer and a witch. Every famous people goes to her. She is richer than Elon Musk. She is married to Rick Cohen, who is called the Lord of Darkness in the fashion industry. Will you wear their brand of clothing?
So you were saying Dr. York had a course on that?
He had a music course he used to teach. He started out as a musician. He wrote a lot of the 70 love songs, so he was deep in the industry.
It's on me. It's on me. Yeah.
The money he got from his music industry is how he formed his organization, right? So he would teach us extensively about the music industry and what they did, all the blood rituals and initiations, all back then. You follow what I'm saying? And now it's coming out. This is crazy. I sit back and watch it like a movie because everything he taught us is happening. And he said it would. What is that, yo? What was that?
Demons are walking amongst us now. They're using the entertainment.
They're using AI to hide too.
So yeah, let's keep it going. We'll get started, and then they can show us.
Can you hold me down for one night like I got 3 strikes? I need you to free me. It's a prison inside my mind. Can you?
What do you guys think that is? That's a 12-year-old kid. That's a 12-year-old kid with full piercings on her hand. About to be a #1 artist in the world. I guarantee you when that girl drops, she's going to have the #1 song in the world or in America. A massive, massive, massive mind control experiment.
They grooming her. Yep.
Mark my words. I want everybody watching this show, when Kanye West and Kim Kardashian's child drops her album, I want people to see how many young girls and adults start doing the purple hair thing and putting piercings in their hands and face in the Black community. And
another color, we just came from red. Now we got to go to aqua.
It's demons. So the skull, demon, the blue demons, and the black teeth. Even though the black teeth represent royalty in Asia, they used to dye their teeth. I would say it's still going to be a demonic representation if the music isn't talking about the music like Amun RA of knowledge and power. So it's to get the kids. The last episode is the children, the vampire. Right. So with metal, when you put metal in your body with the Starlink and all these satellites and smartphones, that allows you to be more of a receptor with the 5G towers to get influenced by these entities that they put in the machines.
As well as the COVID vaccine, that has a lot to do with it too.
They said
the nanobots within the
there you go.
It all acclimates with what you're talking about. They were stating they could activate them. Like
there you go.
They could activate them
Okay,
to do whatever
talk
they
about
want
it.
them to do.
That's
You know what I'm
exactly
saying?
what it is, because Empress EL ANU speaks on metals in the food.
Yep.
So if we're metallic
Yes.
beings, and I compare her in modern day hip hop and black culture to heavy metal. So when Marilyn Manson was the last heavy metal rock star, that era of rock and roll died. We forget that before hip hop was number one, it was rock and roll and heavy metal. Guns N' Roses, Aerosmith. It was death. It was heroin overdoses. It was them saying F the system. White America was turning to trash because they weren't coming into knowledge. They were saying that they were devils. They had Ozzy Osbourne, the Prince of Darkness. So they were telling you that we are devils. They were gothics. We had kids going to school dressed as gothics and all that stuff. They were proud. It was too much. They were revealing themselves too much. So what they did is they killed, sacrificed Kurt Cobain. He was the one who was trying to get through with the knowledge. They sacrificed Kurt Cobain, made Marilyn Manson the last one, and then they brought in gangster rap. And gangster rap, it was still ran by the same record labels of heavy metal. Rick Rubin and all those guys, Geffen Records, Interscope.
Remember Run DMC and Aerosmith? They combined. They made a song.
Right. And when you would play that record backwards, I think Bobby Emmett or Phil Valentine or Coakley, he played that record. It was Reverend Phil Valentine. He played Walk This Way backwards, and it was telling you to worship Satan.
Worship the devil. Yeah, I remember that. Yep, I remember that.
Boom.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what they did with hip hop, y'all.
Yeah.
They started putting the same undertone frequencies that they did with the Beatles and heavy metal music under hip hop, telling black kids or anyone listening to it, kill yourself, murder, imagine all these things, get McDonald's, kill.
Wearing shirts that say Stussy, which meant Satanism. We even wore the shirts to match it. Remember? Stussy. The word Stussy says
remember that name.
They had different clothing lines that, had verbiage on it that was directing people to worship the devil. So yeah.
Because these are vampires, y'all.
What they do.
So right here between 1831 and 1834, Madame La Lorraine brutally beat, tortured, mutilated, murdered the people she enslaved at her New Orleans mansion, some of whom are said to still haunt the halls in the streets of New Orleans today. So these are who the people are related to. They just told you that she has more wealth, supposedly, than Elon Musk.
Heard it.
Wow.
So that's what I tell people. Black people, they're so, and especially the women, they teach the men to be more materialistic than ever before, because black people really who weren't raised in the suburbs, they think that being white is getting the Ferraris, all that stuff. They have that, and that's inheritance. They want to know your witchcraft. They want to go to Africa. They're studying Egypt. They're druids. They're studying every nook and cranny of your ancient Egyptian deities and demonizing them and creating their industries based off of your culture.
Energy. Yep. Our energy.
Real vampires.
Energy vampires and blood vampires.
There you go. And so they have to get the so-called conscious black woman to bow down, hence why they're coming out with this again, thankfully. Angela Bassett, season 13, American Horror Story. Everybody watching this show.
I've been looking forward to see that.
Oh man, go watch American Horror Story, The Coven, or The Covenant. I believe it's The Coven. And these are based off of real people. Marie Laveau.
Yep.
So you talk about our sisters, our mothers, people who might be related to Empress EL ANU, knowing our ancient, not just Kemetic cultures. They'll say voodoo, but it's simply your deities. Like I teach, Your diet, if you put diet in a Y after diet, it's deity. So that means your ancient deities are what you eat. So you would have a deity of the sun because you eat the sun, a deity of corn, a deity of watermelon, a deity of this herb, and she'd be able to break down the properties. And that's how you went to war with the vampires, by knowing your deities, your diet. That's the only way. So go ahead, Empress.
No, I was just saying your organs are also or they're your ancestors, they're deities. So knowing all your organs and then nurturing them. You know what I'm saying?
Did you study this show, brother?
What's that?
Go ahead. Were you still going, Empress?
No.
No, I wasn't about to say anything. I'm just agreeing.
Did you study this show? Have you seen it?
Yeah, I've watched this since its inception, every season. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this one.
What do you think?
It's some dark shit. It's some dark shit. Like I was a film major, so I like to see what they're telling us. I know everything they put out, they do it for a reason. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I look at everything just to dissect what they're trying to tell us or tell each other. You follow what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man. A lot of stuff I don't look at because I feel like some of it, the energy can come out. It depends on what it is. Some of that shit is so demonic, man. It comes out of the screen.
Yes.
And it influences weak-minded people. I'm not a weak-minded person. I can watch it, but I choose not to sometimes. You know what I'm saying? You get that feeling when you know that shit is real, you know?
Yeah.
Did y'all watch the show From? Have you seen From?
I haven't heard of it. I don't believe.
Oh. Okay.
Tell us.
A series called From, right?
Okay.
And it's a group of people that's trapped in this town. They can't leave, right? At nighttime, these demons come out, like vampiric demons come out to kill them, and they got like they have ancient talismans in the doors to keep the demons from coming in. It's the brother that played in Lost is the star character on that one. From
what? From is it? So is it, what did you take from the show?
They let themselves be revealed. It's a different type of beings, but it has you on edge because we don't know what's going on still. And it's like 3 seasons, and they're just leading us up. This season's supposed to reveal a lot. It's something you want to look at though. They're dropping some knowledge, man.
Well, it's like
one portion of it. You can go. It's like a tree, right? You can get inside a tree, and the tree will transport you to another reality. That's one of the ways you can get out of the city, the town. You know what I'm saying? Inside of like a tree may have a hole in it. And the only way you get in there, and they can take you to different spots or back to where you came from, the city, because they're trapped in the city. They can't leave it. At nighttime, the demons come out. In the daytime, they can do whatever. But every time you try to leave, it's like a loop. You can't get out. You know what I'm saying? And some people been there for like 20, 30 years. And new people come all the time. New people come drive through all the time. Like you just drive through a little town. You're trying to go across country.
Yeah.
Drive through this town and you're stuck in it. You know what I'm saying? It's deep. From. Check it out.
Could that be what we're in, like From?
It's on Prime.
I think so.
It's MGM. So if you have Prime, then you can watch. If you have Netflix, you might be SOL. But
right. Yeah, it's not on Netflix.
So expand on that. Could that be what we're in? We were talking about. You saw Westworld.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
What did you feel about Westworld? Like From? Do you feel we're in some type of maze, a trap city, and there's a way to escape? And that it's almost if you die here without escaping, you have to come back again and again. What was your take from and Westworld when it comes to?
Well, the Westworld is what's happening now with the AI and the cloning, and they're making artificial humans. You know what I'm saying? But I feel the only way to get out of here, you if you're on a sin, you'll have to pass, and when you pass, don't go to the light. You know what I'm saying? When you go to the light, that's when you reincarnate. You follow? Turn away from. I was told to turn away from the light, and when you turn away from the light, you'll go back to the star system you came from, or you could just exist in the nothingness until you recharge until you're ready to come back. You feel what I'm saying? I feel that you choose what's going to happen to you anyway. You follow? So that's a transmission that was sent to me.
Dig deeper into that. So that would be like Total Recall. You're saying that possibly we program our experience?
Yeah, I think we are the ones that control what's happening to us. You know what I'm saying? Depends on the age of your soul or whatever you came here to do. This is like a teaching ground, a learning experience. You follow? Temporary, you know what I'm saying? And you keep coming back until you learn the lesson or whatever experience you want to get out of. You keep coming back until you choose to elevate above that. You know?
Expand.
It's all on you though. You know what I mean? And I like to compare what people call God or the creator. Take that to ocean, and you take this cup and you dip it in the ocean. This is your body, but the ocean is the source, the creator, the essence. You follow? And when you pass, you revert back into the ocean. It's all one. You know what I mean? That's my best way of describing the creator or the essence.
So what is your music expanded upon? It's like you fight vampires with knowledge with your music and your teachings. Expand upon what you feel we're living in. Like you were saying, I call it the Matrix, the dream world. What, for the audience members, what would you say we're in? What are the solutions? And some people say, well, what's the purpose of knowing this knowledge, Jason? Is something coming? Is it already here? When we show things like sliders, I look at the in the back, I see the Osiris pillar.
The Jed
pillar.
That's it. Yeah. Wow, I never noticed that. That's what it is.
Yeah, so I said that was possibly a time travel device, clearly an electronic device. But what if they're giving us examples in the show Sliders that the Jed pillar or the pillar of Osiris was actually a device to open up wormholes.
Yep, because that's what they're doing in that show.
And they also go ahead.
Did you watch Quantum Leap as well?
Yeah, I have a picture of Quantum Leap right there.
Yeah, same thing. Yeah,
same thing. And you guys see how they're on the dial. So now that we know that the Earth is a grid. So if the Earth is a grid like this, let me go to the movie. If I believe I have it, 13th Floor would be a great way. So you guys see how it's a grid. That would be our existence. We're on a grid. So if you can create edifices like pyramids on these grids, what they call ley lines and energy lines, and they're all connected, and then we're made up of atoms, photons, neurons, and electrons. For one, that would mean our body is a time travel device. Because clearly we time travel in our minds. You can think about the past, you can change the past in your mind, but maybe not the real events. But that's another thing with time travel. This might be off subject.
No.
When they give us events that we weren't there, how do you know it happened? With certain wars, certain things that really, like the Bible and all these events, if you weren't there with those major things, did it actually happen?
Right. My thing is like, no, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut your wisdom. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. That was
like,
just
how do we really know anything really from what they tell us? Are we even on the planet? You feel what I'm saying? Like, where are we? Like, what's really going on? You know what I'm saying? We're born here we go to school for 12 years and you work and you retire and die. What's going on? Whatever's going to happen, I'm ready for it to come on and happen. Whatever's going to happen, let's do it. You know what I'm saying?
You just said now we can go to a higher level. There you go. What is really going on?
Right, this it don't make no sense, man. It really
there
don't.
You go. It's like they give us birthdays, they give us months, they give us holidays, they give us sports, they give us God, they give us Jesus. The higher, more intelligent you see is this higher level programs of a distraction for you to not understand you're on a motherboard. And when you look at the cities from the plane, you see that it's a motherboard. You see the chips. You open up your computers. If you were a kid or teenager and opened up your computer back in the day, or your controller, if it broke, and you look at the cities now, it's a motherboard.
Literally.
You almost, I remember as a kid when I would be on a plane, I would feel almost, I would hear a voice, an inner voice, and it would say, don't you feel so insignificant? And I would be like, it was almost a free. I think that's why people freak out on the plane is you're getting it from higher beings. And some people, if you're on medicine, especially now, you see more freakouts and stuff. But it was one of those moments that I was traveling since a kid on the plane. But anyways, I remember looking over the city and as a kid thinking the insignificance, but then the voice said, that's why you're so important. And it went further, and it was basically like a lesson that I'm still trying to figure out when I look at myself in a plane and look down at the city. Like, for one, I got to get everybody to know me in a positive way. I don't want to pass away insignificant. But also when I'm in a plane, it's like none of us, just to have an ego, just to have all these false ideologies that they give us. I'm like, hell no, this ain't it.
No.
And so they just give us God and Jesus. That's for you not to think on a higher plane, to figure it out.
They keep you from going within. Once you go within, you figure it out. When you sit with yourself, with your eyes closed, you get all the answers you want. You know what I'm saying? Are you familiar with the brother Ross Ben? He wrote a book called Rocks of Ages.
Brother, someone, let me tell you something.
Yes.
I didn't even know. I heard the name. I want to say the brother reached out to me years ago, like saying, what's up?
He from Philly.
Check this out. This brother right here left me this. I would get my aunt, but long story short, someone told me to read this book, and we exchanged books like you were saying. It's crazy you say that. Let me put this up. No,
we got a connection, bro. We went to Kemet, bro.
The Great Mystery of Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, I haven't read that one. Have you read The Rocks of Ages? Because I know you
haven't heard of it.
You in the Gemstones. This is his first book. That's the reason I got heavy into Gemstones. The Rocks of Ages. Get it off Amazon. He redid it too. He revamped it. But get both of them. And tell
us about it, because I can start getting in.
He's the first one that I heard talk about geometry, where they built their cities on these different grids. And if you look at it, it's like the cities was like a motherboard, just like you said. He's the first person I heard say that.
Wow.
You know he was saying it's like a motherboard, so they built their cities on those grids to get the power from those certain areas. You know what I'm saying?
What else was he saying? Because this book I read for the first time was in April. I think I read it in March, beginning of April. I finished this book. Was it one in a week? Maybe one day.
I interviewed the brother about 10 years ago on I had a radio show, and he's the master teacher of gemstones. You got to check it out.
Really?
He break down how the stones are basically like solidified liquid life forms. You follow what I'm saying? And you get in tune with them, they can help guide your life. And you already know about them, but once you read his book, it's going to give you a better understanding of what they truly are and what they're here for. The mineral world.
When I juice, I have stones around. It's like a whole like ceremony, because they communicate.
They do. You hold them in your left hand, you get the energy out of it. You all already know that. Hold it in your left hand and sit and meditate with them. They're gonna tell you what you need. I've been dealing with stones for about 20 years now. But once I read his book, I see that quartz, baby. And what's that rose quartz?
There you go. Lava stone.
Quartz. Oh, lava stone, okay.
We say rose quartz too. There you go. You might be baby.
Oh wow. What's that smoky quartz? I can't really see it. I got you. Yeah, that's nice, man.
I'm sure it's obsidian.
But they're good for blocking like radiation from the phones and the computers and the towers and things of that nature. So keep them around you. Yeah, that's the celestite.
I thought this was amethyst.
That's an amethyst. Oh, I can't see. My fault. Okay, it is amethyst. Amethyst cluster. Yeah.
Now this
carnelian.
Oh wow, you're amazing, brother.
Carnelian,
see, you got to teach. I have a diamond a mineral thing in my thing. You are awesome. I wish you'd be right by me.
I'm gonna have to come visit you, bro. I'm coming out there. I'm gonna come see you with my family, bro. We're coming
anytime. So since you brought this book up, this is I have to mention it, bro. This is crazy.
No, it's not. This is the third
You're
synchronicity
right.
we've had, bro.
It is.
We ancient commissions, man. We ain't.
Wow.
This ain't our first time meeting each other. This is what we do every time we incarnate.
Wow.
All like beings, we connect during our incarnation. It's what we came to do. Everybody didn't come to do what we came to do.
Nope.
Explain, brother, because I'm always talking to you.
Like I said, you choose what you. Every time I come to help through music or some type of communications. That's my thing. You know what I'm saying? And that's yours. You teach. You're a teacher. That's what you do. And the goddess, she do what she does.
And we come back,
and it won't be the last time. Yeah, every time. What Doc taught us, every time the planet goes to, it's 25,000 years. Our planet makes a complete rotation around the center sun, which is called equinox. Not an equinox. It's the sun cycle. It's 4 cycles. You got two sun cycles, 2 lunar cycles. They consist of 6,000 years. When we go through the sun cycle, not only is our planet closer to our sun, but our solar system is closer to the center sun, which is a black hole. And during that time, we are in power because we're receiving more energies from the universe in those suns, and we're melanated beings. The last time we built pyramids was 25,000 years ago. That's why all this information is coming now. He came back to renew our history. And that's what happens every 25,000 years. The reset is about to happen, right? And when we're in the moon cycle, our planet is farther away from the sun, as well as our star system, our star system is farther away, our solar system is farther away from the center sun, and that's when they're in power. You follow? It cycles, 6,000 each, and like 1,000 in between. You follow what I'm saying? So that's what's going on right now. That's why you're doing what you're doing. That's why all this information is out now. We're in the beginning of the second sun cycle.
Teach more, please. I'm listening now. Explain more, because you had, like you said, you were able to get the energy physically in person from the master teacher. Yep. Explain more of that, because right now I'm feeling empowered, and I'm feeling like you're explaining more about who I am and who we are on a higher level.
He taught us that we are the ancient Kemites back in the flesh, specifically us in America. You know it was known as the land of the dead, but it really is the land of the reincarnated ones, and that's who we are over here in America. That's why you're in tune with Kemet like you were, and me, and everybody else. And we're here to do what we do every time we come, to help. And when the planet is going through this, it's raising from the 3rd, 4th, and 5th dimension, and when that happens, beings incarnate to bring forth this positive energy. The way to help the planet raise its vibrations is to send out love, energy, and conscious, positive, enlightened information, and that's what we do. That's that drive you have in you that you can't cut. You can't cut the shit off. It's like a running faucet that won't turn off. People think we're crazy. They think we're crazy because this is us all the time. But I've learned just to kick it to those that resonate towards it, that wants the information, because everybody ain't ready to wake up, and they're not supposed to. And you can't fault them for that. It's just not that time. That alarm clock is not going off yet. We woke up early. You follow? That's all it is, man. It's a cycle, and we're gonna be here to usher it in. That's why we're here.
Do you feel that that's why we were so-called blackballed, like Amun, the hidden one, for these days? So it'll be our turn. So we had to go through real trials and tribulations, because it's so easy to get on YouTube and copy different teachers. But we know for a fact that we were popular, popping, and aware before it became popular.
30 years.
First, you went through hell. For one, hurt and pain that I can relate to.
Right.
I was listening to your story, brother.
We the same.
Yeah, I didn't know that went on. My bad. I didn't know that went on in Atlanta, and I guess that's my ignorant bliss of not understanding and thinking that, hey, man, there was conscious brothers who outcast Goody Mob, because they're all of a sudden saying stuff now, but it's like, why weren't y'all really super speaking out?
They couldn't. Jermaine and Burke and all of them, they part of that gatekeeping now. You have to go through them to come out. You had to go through them. Can't do that shit no more. Rico Wade was like the most closest thing you could go through. And
they killed him.
He passed. You feel me? I don't know if they killed him, but he He passed. I knew the brother. The ancestors knew we was gonna go to sleep, right? So that's why they left the hieroglyphs and the statues and everything. So when the time was for us to wake up, we'll be ready for it. For people like you to teach it. And once you go out, when you go to Kim and you see that shit, it reactivates you. It does something to you. That's why.
I was going to ask a question. I was going to ask, would you say during this time it's normal for people to experience like profound visits from, you know, the ancestors, and people are going to see things happening? Like, is this the reason why we're seeing more activity in the sky?
Yes.
Like, what's your opinion on the meteorites? Because out here, like, I see everything. Jason knows for the past 4 or 5 years, I have things on camera, you know, video. I've seen meteors shooting across the sky as of recently. And for me, I'm like, okay, this is the war we're seeing, because I feel like the higher we go in frequency, the more we're actually seeing the war that has already been taking place. But because we're waking up, we're now in it. We're like, okay, this is the war. So can you expand on that?
The veil is lifting. Like, as you stated, as you raise your vibrations, you're gonna, and the vibrations it's coming like this. This is what we're doing. And those that can see, we can see. You remember in the movie They Live? We have one that can see. That's us.
Yeah.
And when you see those things, that's just for you. Everybody else might not even see it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They just doing that to let you know this shit is real. We're here. You're not crazy. You know what I'm saying? I had an experience back in about 10 years ago. I was riding from Atlanta to Athens. There's a highway called 316. I was with another brother named Adafa. Adafa was known as Enoch, and Enoch was taken up to the wheel. Remember?
Yeah.
It's a little Nubian brother, real short brother, little big head, peculiar looking brother, but cool. He do music too. We riding back. We had just, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And all of a sudden I smelled this electric smell in the air. He doing like this. I see, the fuck is that? You smell that? He said, that's what it smelled like when they show themselves. I was like, well, yeah, all right. So I'm riding, right? He was a Nubian brother. As soon as he said that, I was driving like a pickup truck. Right above the trees, there was like it was like a rectangle, but you know, it cut on the end like this. I forgot, a parallelogram, I think. It came out of the ethers. It was shining like the sun. It came out of like a portal right in front of my truck. It hovered, then it went back into blackness. Right after that, like orbs of light starting to appear right in the same area, right? I'm freaking out. Now I'm driving like the fuck. I'm looking at him. He's just like this. Right, then a boomerang type craft appeared, came across, stopped in front of the car, just let me see it, and went back that way. Then it disappeared. I'm trying to pull over. We're on a highway. He's like, it's just fun to me how y'all act when they let y'all see them. So from that point on, man, I had no doubt in my mind that this shit is real, and they out there. I'm just waiting for them to come on and do what they gonna do.
Yeah, they cutting up. They cutting up big time right now. They cut up every day. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I love talking to you because people like you help us realize we're not crazy, because we get it so much. People, and then when we all talk right here, we're like, we're normal, right? And then we go outside, talk to people, and they be like, "What are you talking about?" I'm like, "Oh man,
right. You're crazy. What you talking about?"
Yeah.
Like, I've heard that for years. Yes. 30 years at least.
My whole life.
You know, exactly. You know what I'm saying?
And
so we're in an exciting time right now. We lucky to be here. We're not lucky because we chose to be here. A lot of people checked out. Doc told us that a lot of people not going to be able to take the energy, so they're going to be having a lot of heart attacks and strokes. He said around this time. I'm saying this is from like 93 all up. He's telling us this. He said he had 30 years to do what he came to do. He came in 67, and 97 really his time was up. So whatever after that was different energies coming through, but he did what he came to do, and he said he came to raise us up to be master teachers like him, to teach the others when it was time. That's what we're doing.
Man.
You follow?
Yes, no, I'm feeling it. This is one of the best interviews I've had.
Man, I appreciate it, man. I'm just getting warmed up.
Yeah, I'm feeling it. So, Great Mystery of Philadelphia, y'all. He brought it up.
Read it.
He didn't bring up the book. He brought up the person. And I didn't know. Now, check this out. I didn't know who the author was. To tell you the truth, when I finished the book, I didn't see. I was like, man, is this author not want to know who he is? And I'm looking and I'm saying, fool, it's right here. And I was like, bro, this book has been here for 4 years and I hadn't read it yet. I had not read it till last month.
Okay.
And so Great Mystery of Philadelphia, what I was getting, the last chapters were so awesome and dope. I have to go, I'm gonna cry.
Are you good?
It says an urban act of magic. So when I was looking at the cover, let me show y'all before this is just so amazing. I didn't know I'd be able to share this. It's very rare you could share this type of love, admiration, and then you mention someone and you guys, this is dope.
Yeah.
So I looked at an avatar and I was like, okay, that's us, that's the Indian. So when the brother gave it to me, I just was like, whatever. Then you got to look closer. So then it's like, oh, that's us indigenous. And then the Great Philadelphia Experiment. So the brother's breaking down how basically he calls it the aftermath of the Philadelphia Experiment. So the Philadelphia Experiment effects. So he said in let me hurry it up because I'll take forever. Let me slow down. For one, the holy, he calls it the Holy Philadelphia Experiment. For one, that was one of our ancient capitals is Moors. So those structures that you see in Philadelphia and all the major downtowns throughout America, those were built by us. And those were energy. Like we said, we're on a motherboard. So being innovators that we are, you had a free energy society. Those buildings were electrical conductors, gateways. So what they did, he's saying, is that they found ways to reconstruct those temples and made what they call Satan's Gate. And so he's saying that a lot of these structures, like in Philadelphia, is literally a gateway for these entities. So in the Philadelphia Experiment, they actually, and that's why I said they put the Nikola Tesla coils supposedly on the ship of the Navy, and for a few seconds or minutes, the ship disappeared. And then it appeared in Virginia for a brief moment, and then reappeared with the ship people being attached to the ship. Others
phased in, phased out.
And two were missing. That one jumped overboard, and so there was a show on Quantum Leap. That was an episode I watched as a kid.
They made a movie about it too.
Yeah, they made a movie about it, and multiple movies about it. I even have a slide on the Philadelphia Experiment. But this brother gets super in depth in the book. He gets into Atlantis, there's so much. He gets into Kemet, Omeka. Like right here, I just opened the page. It says the next big migratory wave came during the second intermediate period of Kemet, 1700 to 1500 BCE, known as Old Mecca, Yamasee, Mississippi mound builders. The Americas were the sanctuary of the Amun RA priesthood and nobility. During the dynasties of the Setian priesthood, the 15th through 17th dynasties, their arrival in the Americas is what's known historically as the Old Mecca. The significant migratory wave came during the Babylonian Syrian siege of Kemet and Canaan around 750 BCE. And so it just gets into the pharaohs, all these different us moving around in ancient times.
He's close to our age too. He's a young brother.
Really?
Yeah. Yep.
Wow.
I interviewed the brother, man. He's deep, man. Another book. Have you read Akhenaten, the Extraterrestrial King?
I have not. I have not read that one, but I read Serious Mystery. What was Akhenaten, Extraterrestrial King about?
It's by Daniel. I think Daniel Stewart Blair. It's a white guy, but he stated when he went to Kemet, he looked into the statue of Akhenaten. He got the gnosis of ancient times, and the whole story is about how the gods came from Sirius and created the culture here. Everything that we know is in this book, man. You gotta get it. I'm telling you, it's gonna do something to you. Akhenaten, the Extraterrestrial King.
Yes, he was an extraterrestrial.
It says nonfiction. It's a nonfiction, but it's deep.
Well, you look at him, and you could say, and read the book, you guys. It's called The Serious Mystery by Robert Temple, and that gets into Akhenaten. That's where I also they said Jason and the Argonauts. The Argo was a spaceship, and once they're talking about Jesus and Jason, it's a mistranslation for Jason, and Jason is the Argonaut is another story.
Sure. Jesus, okay.
And so that's when I started saying, "Oh, it's talking about me," and not on an egotistical way. I say,
you can relate.
When your parents name you, just like you name your children, in hopes that that spirit and entity or principalities that exist with those tones,
you got it,
your child, and in hopes that that full energy becomes that.
And every time somebody repeats that name, that energy gets stronger.
There you go.
So when the teachers just say segment, Tefnet, they give them that energy. Yes.
There you go.
That's it. That's what it's about. You know, Doc told us that too. He was like, you gotta name your children, give them a Kemetic name so they can be reborn. The gods can be reborn. Gods and goddesses. You know what I'm saying? So that was the reason why as well. We're reading the book, the Akhenaten Extraterrestrial King. His daughter's names that stuck out to me too. The names he gave his children, that kind of stuck with me too. That caused me to name my daughter. So get the book, man. You got to
saying, because I know in the Serious Mystery, once again, Sirius A, B, and C, Orion Belt, Men in Black. Where did they say they came from? Orion Belt. They opened up the face in Men in Black. The Orion extraterrestrials in the mind. So you are Osiris, you are Heru. The ancient Cometian Egyptian culture, it's saying, like in this book, I got a book called
It's an extraterrestrial culture.
Yes, Ancient Aliens of the Americas.
That's it.
Right here. It's an extraterrestrial culture. So even in the pyramids, in the temples, they would have festivals to where when the extraterrestrials would come down, they would teach. They would even, when the Niles and cataracts would flood, some of the dolphins or certain amphibious beings with knowledge would come to the Nile, and the waters would go up to certain temples, and these beings would come out and teach. But through the so-called modern day religions, I don't even want to blame a color, but through colonization, these ancient cultures and our ancient cultures were demonized because what it is, it's knowledge, information. If you understood that by poisoning the waters, by poisoning the lakes, by them damming up the rivers and lakes, it actually was not just an attack on you, but the beings that lived underneath the waters.
Right.
Hence why even Doc and those of us, so before I learned about Dr. York, when I was reading the Bible, I was like, there's someone underneath the waters.
Exactly.
Who is watching God? Adam created created Adam.
Let there be light. Who was there to witness that? Right?
Right. God is hovering over the waters, the Spirit of God. Up the seventh day. He created man. He created the tree. Who is watching God?
I feel like that's the first scripture that you go to, or that you're shown when you do start to awaken, is go to Genesis, and let's talk about where they're talking about multiple gods. You know what I mean? And we miss that because when we go to church and we're listening, we're only listening to someone telling us what's going on versus us taking the time out to dig deeper and make it make sense. You know what I mean? Because it's common sense, but we're not using it because we're under a spell. So when we wake up from that spell, it's almost like our ancestors are like, now go to this Bible and let's talk about what they mean.
Right.
Make it make sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah, check this out. When they kicked Cain out, he went to the city of Nod. Where them people came from?
Right.
Where they come from? If it was just Adam and Eve and Cain and Abel, so where did he go? Where did they come from? They don't explain that. So it was beings already here. That was just an experiment in the garden. You know that, but people don't even think. They don't use critical thinking. You follow what I'm saying? Well, what I was taught is that Adam and Eve represent two tribes. Adam was from the Watusi tribe, and Eve was from the Pygmy tribe, and they got together to create a new being, but they had sex too soon from taking off the tree or whatever. They said it was opium or something that made them feel sexual, and they were persuaded and they had sex too soon before they were supposed to. That's one theory. But again, who were those people in Nod and those other cities?
The breeding programs, because that sounds like a breeding program. With
exactly. It was a I'm sorry.
Garden. No, go ahead. Let's go back and forth with it.
It's like the fourth revamping, the fourth time that's happened. That was the fourth one. And then I heard that was the creation of the white man, Adam and Eve, that represented that. But it's so many different theories. But it was the fourth time that it happened. And a regeneration of a replenishing is what it is. So yeah, but people don't even think about that. The favorite part of the Bible for me is Revelations, when they talk about the crystal city coming down from space, from heaven. You know, heaven, Oranos, means heaven. I mean, heaven means Oranos, which is Orion, right? So they say God is on this city that's coming from the sky. If you've seen a city coming from the sky now, what would that be? A spaceship, a huge spaceship. They give you the diameters, the type of gemstones on the crystal city. There you go, crystals. Crystals got a lot to do with all this shit. You follow what I'm saying? But what would that be? You can't explain that to Christians. They can't even follow that.
Well, you said it great. That's what it would look like. Crystal cities flickering like they show you in the Steven Spielberg movies.
Exactly.
Third kind. So just like you said, when they said our Father art, I said it's our Father who sits in an ark in the heavens. So really that means that when you say our Father, so let's say we would say Amun RA sits in a spaceship in Orion's belt, in a spacecraft that travels the heavens, the stars. So therefore that means that God is a physical being, or Amun RA is a physical being. So that means that they have technology and that they were able to bend time and space. So our Father who art in heaven, thy kingdom come, now will be done on earth as it is in heaven. So Orion. So that means that there's advanced civilization in Orion's belt.
It came here. And look, Elohim is plural for those beings. It wasn't just one God, it's Elohim that came down.
There you go.
They omit that. But the preachers know. They master masons and stuff. They know all this information. They just can't speak on it.
Well,
that's what I mean about
they took their oath.
Yeah, when people find out, they'll realize they've been in an abusive relationship because their preacher that they give their 10% to every Wednesday and Sunday has been pimping them this whole time. And that's the problem. That's the fear. Not fear. I shouldn't say fear. That's the part that's going to be scary for folks is when they wake up.
When they start seeing these extraterrestrials pop out out the blue. This is not in the Bible. What's going on? They're going to flip out. People going to flip out. They're not ready for it. It's going to be a shock to their soul.
Yeah.
And that's what I say, these entities right here, they're slowly letting the lower forces. So that's what Philadelphia experiment with the brother Ross Ben was saying, that it created a rip in space and time, and it allowed these lower forces to go in, and then it created a glitch in the matrix to where time literally changed to where certain people switch to different time loops and
timeline, different timelines,
different Earths, where certain things didn't happen in their world and their parents' world.
Right.
So,
like the Mandela effect.
There it goes. And so, just like in Back to the Future, Butterfly Effect, these time travel movies, one little effect when they say they time travel changes everything. So, collective consciousness now. Now that we know we're connected, when people start erasing certain events that they said existed, when you find out never happened, it erases it in a collective consciousness, and therefore it changes reality.
Right. Right.
And that's what's happening now. So certain people aren't getting the information like Brother Amun RA is saying. So therefore, they're on the timeline that's been given to them most likely by the government, by these religions, by these artists, versus those of us who are finding our own timeline, ancient timelines, which are the future timelines. That's why I say back from the future. This is the present. The present is the gift. So if they can, like in the movie, I was saying, this movie Ready Player One, y'all. In this movie right here, they basically society gets into the virtual reality world, just like the Matrix, Total Recall, because the world is so effed up. The jobs are in VR, all that. But also they put the truth inside the VR headsets on how someone's going to control the world. So of course the corporations are trying to control it and everything. So when they put on the headsets, everyone's racing, going forward. Eventually the guy in the middle with his fist up and the headsets on, he turns around and goes back. He goes back to the past, the future. Do you get it? The past is the future.
So it's all the
future,
same.
it's the same thing. So when we travel back to the past, ancient Kemet, ancient Egypt, that's the future.
The technology,
technology, free energy, us in rulership, us loving, you know who, us aware. This is like us actually time travelers warning ourselves, don't do it again. Right. And here we are in their world, they're destroying themselves with their AI and all that. They're trying to mimic us.
Right.
So we're still in tune. So in Ready Player One, when he goes back to the past, that's when he was getting the answers to propel himself to the future, because the past has the answers. And so when we study Kemet, they say it's the past, but why are they knocking off the nose then?
Exactly.
To travel in the future. So in the future, to put a pointed nose on the statues worldwide. So if you come back and wake up here, you would think that it's them who are the time travelers, because by then they're time traveling already. They're, we're on Mars, come take this trip to Jupiter, Nebula 9, all these things of planets that they've already colonized, because that's what they're doing now. They've already done Philadelphia experiment, CERN. Watch the show Stargate SG-1.
I love it.
They're already telling you. So
they've been telling us.
Right. So they say that the CIA reveals the technology that they have for at least 70 years. Hence why they had Twilight Zone, Star Trek,
Outer Limits.
They live. They live because back in the day there were glasses going around, just like in Vietnam, they call them the Da Vinci glasses, to where the glasses were able to pick up a light spectrum so you see the other entities next to you.
See through the veil. Yes, sir.
There you go. Just like psychedelics. In ancient Kemet, in ancient Olmeca, in Mesoamerica, was a psychedelic culture and is. Why Donald Trump just is signing the bill with Joe Rogan about to do studies and legalize psychedelics. They're just saying that it has benefits. And the only reason that magic mushrooms was deemed illegal and all that, and weed, was because of the Vietnam War and the anti-government. Because what does magic mushrooms and weed do?
They open you up, have you to think. You can see through the veil.
The gateway.
The gateway. Facts.
So if you know the real gate, once the gates are open, instead of cocaine and crack, heroin and all that bullshit, it can be a gateway to higher realms. So when you're in the temples of Kemet, you see them smoking the blue lotus, you see them eating mushrooms. Hence why we say it's called a mushroom culture. And literally our ancient ancestors were part of a mushroom culture. They practice and perform psilocybin rituals. And so that's, again, activating your Ka, your Ba, your Merkaba. You as an ancient time traveler, like you were saying, able to look at these statues when you go to Kemet that are embedded with knowledge. from your ancestors, because all your ancestors are in your ancestors. You are your ancestors.
Right.
You left it, like you said, we knew we were gonna go to sleep, so we started creating the hieroglyphs. We will create through telepathy or
there you go. There you go. Right.
And so we had so it was tones, frequencies.
When we learn English, that cut the tone off. That's why we lost our connections with our ancestors. Because it's like grunts and it's
there you go.
Tones, like you said.
There you go.
Or telepathy.
There you go. I wasn't going to keep going, but you said it perfectly, brother. The English tones. And yes, we created these tones as Moors, but we had different languages for different purposes. Whether it was when we traveled to different lands, it was one language, merchant languages, English languages. But like you learned, the hieroglyphs are tones. And for the hieroglyphs are the lyrics and instructions to the Stargate, to the wormhole, just like a video game. So if they can have us lost in their books, making us think that we have to read their books in their classes, and we don't activate the fact that our body, our temple, is literally connected to the sun Ra, the universe, the heavens. You are the spaceship.
Yeah, your hair grows out. Your hair grows outward towards the sun. Your hair grows outward towards the sun.
Yes. There you
get
go.
That energy like plants and trees.
There you go. And let me show you guys this while we're on it. This is me in Kemet under the pyramid of Sneferu. And our brother that I met from Richmond, California, he's going to explain how, like Brother Amun RA was saying, we speak our ancestors' names so that they can live again. When you say the colonizers' words like they do every single day over and over, it keeps
bombard you with it. Yep.
So when we say Imhotep, Seton Ra, Akhenaten, Amun Ra, Hetaru,
all that, Obatala.
So Tahuti, Djibouti, and so they live in Amun Ra, Aset,
Sachet.
Yes. Naming them all. Hey, they're all showing up too.
Exactly.
They're here.
Exactly.
They're here.
They're with us.
Moses.
Best.
Oh, here we go. So this is us. And see how we have to practice this. We were supposed to be going back and forth, and it empowers us. So here is us under the Sneferu pyramid.
And we're making this ascension back out. Breathe so some of this air get kissed by rock. That's right. Let's keep going. Let's go. So let them know what's up, brother. What are we doing right now? The world wants to know.
Man, we walking out this tomb, the tomb of Sneferu, our great ancestor. We just invoke this spirit when you call upon an ancestor's name, that is to make them live again. And that's what we're doing. Ancestors living through us, the children, the original children of this land. We coming back. Bless.
That's right. You see, it's a journey, y'all. So I said, intelligent beings.
You got that hole, boy. Look at that.
See it. Here we go.
Look at that. You gotta get that light when they get out that hole, bro.
I'm gonna get it. You see that, y'all? You see it? Let's keep going. That's how far we come so far. We are at the Temple of Dendera in Africa, built by the ancient Kemites, better known as the Egyptians. These are our ancestors. These are our tombs.
and hold hands. When you go up, use hands. And you can see step by step, land a little bit higher, and then the highest you can show.
Peace to the planet, soul to the planet. This is the end of the days. We're about to shut this shit down. We are at the temple of Dendera.
That was beautiful, bro.
So
yes,
beautiful.
So you about to cut out. You about let me see.
I sent you the video back to pyramids when you get a chance. Check it out.
Okay, I'm gonna play. We'll play that. What is that? Is that your music video?
It's the video I shot in Kemet.
All right, let me go to it real quick.
Appreciate it. But I went to Saqqara too. The step
Yeah,
pyramid
explain,
too.
tell us about your trip.
That was we stayed like 5 minutes from the pyramids. We walk there because every night I would sit out on top of the hotel. They had like a little sitting area to like 3 a.m, just looking up at the pyramids in the skies, hoping to see. You know what I'm saying? But every day we went there, man. Like I said, I was with a good brother, and he took us on the back scene, like off the tourist guide, off the grid. You feel me? But I let him check that out.
Let me see.
That's the intro. Yeah.
Hey, welcome to Egypt.
I'm known as Amun.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Egypt.
Gabri.
Yeah.
Which way to the pyramids?
Like way.
To the right?
Yeah.
Be right back.
Pyramids to projects, back to pyramids. Pyramids to projects, back to pyramids. Yo, it's the ancient days, messenger of the most high. You might catch me in a pair of felines and break heart Levi's. Hit exposed lies and fabrications of that Caucasian. Remember to raise your vibrations, take daily meditation. Proper food intake, positive thoughts when you awake. Bathe in the solar rays array until your melanin bakes. Pro-blacks 88, drink plenty of water to hydrate. Once your DNA reactivates, you can't be tricked by no snakes. My mind's out like x-ray visions, I can see through you fakes. I'm from the city of hate, out that great Georgia state, where my people can't relate. The boule drop down to integrate, listen to shape ships infiltrate. In the front row of your debates, with all the drones and camera phones, they make it hard to escape. But a master teacher once taught me that it's never too late. As long as black babies are being born, it's never too late. It's either ancestors incarnate to set the record straight. From pyramids to projects, back to pyramids, bringing forth knowledge like our ancestors did. From pyramids to projects, back to pyramids, bringing forth wisdom like our ancestors did. From pyramids to projects, back to pyramids, bringing forth strength like our ancestors did. From pyramids to projects, back to pyramids, bringing forth power like our ancestors did. Pardon my interruption from your daily corruption, but this is a pure energy transmission or campus production. I become one with the percussion before I begin the discussion. Yo, words are ducky fresh, your favorite rappers ain't saying nothing. Just a lot of huffing and puffing, mumbling and bumbling. They promote drug addiction, they're in front of a camera, Uncle Tom. That's why I keep bumming your eardrums to sound bombs from mass calm. Fueled by the energy of the sun, I carry unks like a gun. Come get some, I don't do this shit for fun. I use the mic as a one to waken the blind, deaf and dumb. Trumpets a distraction, just to test your reaction. That's why you can find me and my family making good memories somewhere laughing. I'm both y'all begging and asking the precious to respect you. As they continue to poison, murder and reject you, infect you. Y'all still praying to the gods to bless you. Best calling your ancestors, they will protect you. From pyramids to projects, back to pyramids, bringing forth magic like our ancestors did. From pyramids to projects, back to pyramids, bringing forth spells like our ancestors did. From pyramids to projects, back to pyramids, bringing forth science like our ancestors did. From pyramids to projects, back to pyramids, bringing forth truth like our ancestors did.
Very special from assist my brother.
That you got it? The steps on the left side right there. Careful. So, wow. Yeah, give thanks, bro. Give thanks.
Wow.
Great times, man. Great times.
Man, that's a great way to start closing it up then. We're going to have to
appreciate
do this again.
Yes, sir. We got to do some music together, bro. Come on, man.
Anytime.
You got some beats you want me to get on?
Okay.
I'll send you some. I'm working on my new project now. I'm just telling about the music. My current project, Only Built for Nubian Links, is featuring Timbo King, Beretta 9 from Killer Army, Solomon Childs from the Theodore Unit, and I got Capadon on the intro. Some Wu affiliates, official Wu affiliate. My producer was a Wu affiliate producer. He produced for Harlem 6. He passed 8 days after we released the album last year, man. And his name was Jehuti Kepra Asael. But check it out. Only Built for Nubian Links. It's streaming everywhere. And I'm working on my new album, Kim Wu, with a brother from Sons of Man. One of their producers. His name is David Sunwalker. Hellraiser. It's coming out soon. Almost completed. Some more Wu affiliates going to be on it. I don't want to say who right now because I got some big names on it, but I don't want to jinx it either. So look out for the Kim Wu Amun RA album coming up. I give thanks.
And Empress EL ANU, did you have a last question for Amun RA with the knowledge of whether it's Dr. York, time travel, solutions, anything, a question that the viewers might felt we needed to get a little deeper on?
Oh, goodness. There's so many questions, and we'll be going on another 2 hours.
Okay.
I think if you can come back, that would be awesome. I mean, I was touched. I had little tears because it's hard to find, like I said, your family essentially.
Soul group.
Yes.
Soul tribe. We meet each other every time we incarnate to do this.
Really?
You know mm-hmm.
Explain more real quick to close that up too. I know he's probably like, brother, I got
it's 144,000 of us that's here to do what we're doing, man. And we're part of that group, the enlightened ones. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And welcome to the Sun Cycle.
I love you, brother. Love you. And anything that you can give me some knowledge as you pardon us.
As I make my exodus.
Yeah.
Just continue to do what you're doing, man. Get more sun gazing in. Get your diet right if you're not already. Try to get more alkaline as you can. Stay physically fit because it's going to be a war. You may have to do some physical combat. Keep your shit tight. Stay dangerous. You know what I'm saying? And just continue to do what you're doing, brother. You're doing a great job.
I appreciate you, brother, so much. And Empress, any last advice and words for us as well?
Well, you mentioned something about your diet. What are your thoughts on eating red meat, just meat in general, especially right now?
Yeah, I haven't eaten beef and pork since '93. I'm trying to get off the chicken. I do a little seafood, but normally I'm on a vegan diet until my body tells me I need to eat something chicken. So it means like 3 months I may be vegan, then 6 months I might be eating chicken, fish, and stuff like that. But right now it's getting hot. The summertime, you need fruit. I'm trying to go to like 90% fruit and vegetables and like 10% meat or something like that. But whatever my body tells me. Also, research your blood type and find out what foods you're supposed to eat. Because some of the foods we eat, we're killing ourselves because it's not conducive to our blood type. You follow what I'm saying? But right now, eat light. A lot of melons, got a lot of juice in it. Peaches, mangoes. I just bought some bitter sour sop. Been seeing the bitter sour sop on Facebook. It really works. It helps take out like if you have parasites and stuff like that, or bloating, it helps with that. Yeah, just try to watch what you eat.
Okay.
Stay away from the fast foods. Eat light, more fruit,
Okay.
and green vegetables, because our bloodstream is supposed to be like, it's like chlorophyll, absorb sun rays. It was green in the ancient times. Even if you look at it now, it's kind of turquoise. It only becomes red when the oxygen hits it. You follow? So you need to put more greens, dark greens, like buy liquid chlorophyll or food with chlorophyll. Yeah, that's it. Transmission complete.
For real. And that's why you guys see a lot of the greens with certain pigments.
Yeah.
Once again, the environment. So we're gonna get into it. We got to do a part 2 to this when you have some time again.
Let me know,
bro. Like to have you on more, because it was just a lot. So for those watching, go ahead.
I was a little under the weather a little bit. The next time you'll have, I'll be at 100%. I was probably like at 85 tonight. You know what I'm saying? So I'll be, it'll be even better next time.
Okay. All right, but no, honestly, amazing. Like we broke down, Ship of the Gods appearing like wormholes, Stargates. So you guys watch the movie Stargate. Link up our ancient Cometian Egyptian culture with what you call the AI, quantum physics. So when you learn about CERN, the Philadelphia experiments, when you learn about, when they're telling you about Starlink, Elon Musk, all these so-called advanced technologies, they are getting from us. And so when we study ancient Kemet, and like our brother Amun RA was saying, when we study ancient America, but it's no longer needed to even say eventually ancient, because it's still here. We are still here. So we're gonna have multiple episodes, and we even broke it down a little bit with the Djed pillar possibly being an electronic device, either to communicate like wireless transmissions, or to actually teleport a physical boat. An example would be the Philadelphia experiment. So if they put these Tesla coils or Djed pillars like this on a boat, just like they did with the Philadelphia experiment, imagine what we did or had the capabilities of doing. So could that possibly be what they call the ship of Ra, is being able to put Tesla coils on a ship and being able to bend time and space? And then also, why would they need to knock off the face? Why didn't they just destroy the middle machine here?
Right. The machine.
Who did that look like? Could it look like Brother Amun RA? Could it look like I? Could that look like Empress EL ANU to the left?
You already know.
Because like we were saying right here in the book, Temple of the Soul Abydos, electrical hologram convergences. So when lights go off of these, you see holograms. So we're going to get into it. But once again, I'm Jason Owen to end it. You see them inside of the Djed pillar right here. Another possible time travel device. But we'll get into it next week. I am Dr. Jason E. Williams. I want to thank Brother Amun RA, coming all the way, Amun RA. Thank you. You are amazing. You are an inspiration to me, those watching. I'm thankful that this was our first real podcast, deep conversation we've had on video. And you encouraged me, you inspired me, and I'm looking forward to our next episode.
Yes,
just want to say thank you, brother.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Had a great time. I'm looking forward to it.
Thanks, brother. So as I close it out, I'm gonna close it with my new song. We got New World Order, baby.
It's hot
and,
too. It's hot.
Enjoy.
Peace and blessings.
Now, air, ace of water, Ashun Marine, Ashun, Gemini, peace to the gods, dwarves and gnomes, peace to the goddesses, Oba, California, water, West Coast, let's go. It's a new world order. It's a new world order. Come on, come on. It's a new world order. 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 Time to wake up. It's a new world order. Better wake up. It's a new world order. It's time to wake up. It's a new world order. It's the return of the Moors. Aboriginal beings, indigenous, ridiculous. California the team. Riverside, West Coast, I'm an alien nigga. They stole our land, I want it back. What you afraid, my nigga? Fuck these devils, I'm a god. Born and raised, extended clips, let them slip. Send them back to the grave. Radio chakras in your energy, activate. Police still killing black and browns every day. I be chilling on the block with the corner with 5 G's. Trying not to get poisoned by 5 G's. Microchips in your body, digital vaccines. Welcome to the nightmare, the American dream. The Illuminati is real. Bodies coming up missing. Adrenochrome Hollywood, I hope you pay attention. This is the final call, kicking knowledge is my mission. I'm flying on the mother wheel, ain't no competition. It's a new world order. It's a new world order. Come on, come on. It's a new world order. 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 Time to wake up. It's a new world order. Better wake up. It's a new world order. It's time to wake up. It's a new world order. It's the end of the white man's world. It's a celebration, miseducation. Welcome to the matrix, ancient civilizations. Pyramids, we made it. That's why they hate it, cause we are the greatest. Area 51, I quantum leap in on my star date. Robocops on the street, life is a mystery. Try to erase our history. Treasures under the Vatican who wanna search me. Life on planet Mars, did you not know? Watch the X-Files, it's the TV show. Eat a magic mushroom and see a UFO. 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 It's a new world order. It's a new world order. Come on, come on. It's a new world order. 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 Time to wake up. It's a new world order. You better wake up. It's a new world order. It's time to wake up. It's a new world order. Water, air, water, now, air. With Jason L. Street. We got the best smoke on the West Coast. West Coast. You look for women on the West Coast. We like to ride on the West Coast. Like a round ride on the West Coast. West Coast. Hands to the sky, like in round pride in the sets again. Erase the color line. Let's love all my Mexicans. Our people have been here long before colonizers came. The devil slipping, blow out the pilgrims. Police still killing, black and brown brothers. They don't give a fuck. Another ship about to return and pick my people up. Watch me swim in gold like I am. Scrooge me up. Twinkle leafy, a spirit of California. Praise the ancient goddess, light up some marijuana. Roll up the tree, set fire to the ganja. The Gringo is the Diablo, always starting problems. Wear the wrong color on this coat, guaranteed to text my blood. Activate my pyramids in California, in Mexico. We got the best smoke on the West Coast. West Coast. You look for women on the West Coast. West Coast. We like to ride on the West Coast. Like a round ride on the West Coast. West Coast.
Represented, I'm the hardest in it. Fuck the critics, ain't nobody hard as gritty. Black and brown come together, we ain't backing down. I've been in the Hardy City, got the bloodline of a king. Gotta come together, we all in the same game. One God, one universe, all unity, and ain't shit changed. Gotta mount up, but they dumb us down with that fake shit that they teach us now. We been living in the belly of the devil, battling so we can make it out. Fuck the politics and the president, fuck the White House till they let us in. We gon' go to war, we ain't hesitant. If they want to smoke, then I'm a hella shit. We the last living of a dying breed. Ain't nobody with the pen as hard as me. Every time I rap it hit an artery. Ain't nobody fucking with my artistry. We the holy guys, we invented time. We gon' send a missile like it's Lebanon. I been eating rappers like it's dinner time. Suckers hibernating like it's dinner time.
smoke on the West Coast. West Coast. You look for women on the West Coast. West Coast. We like to ride on the West Coast. Like a round ride on the West Coast. We got the best smoke on the West Coast. West Coast. You look for women on the West Coast. West Coast. We like to ride on the West Coast. Like a round ride on the West Coast. We got the best smoke on